Hi, this is Erica Dyer with Incoherent Ramblings of a Crazy Bitch, and my producer, Nick, who's gonna tell us a little boom shaka wow wow. He's had a good time since we've talked. How you doing,
Yes,
Nick?
yes, I have. I'm doing good. A little sick, that's why I sound weird, but I'm doing good.
Good. Yeah, you know what? When people getting sick, right here in the springtime is the worst.
Well, it's always during those transitional months, like when
Hmm
it starts like going from like warm to cold really horribly and swinging like
hmm
temperature swing back and forth. Yeah, it's terrible. I
Yeah,
hate it. I hate it.
really, really freaking sucks.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, it has been a long freaking time since we've done a podcast. But,
yeah.
believe it or not, sometimes we have a life. You have a life, I have work,
Yeah.
it's just things like
Um
that.
I started filming my movie, so that's happened. Hopefully it'll be done by September with all the filming at least.
Nice. And which one was this?
This is my anthology that I wrote last year.
Nice.
So that's happening. Yeah, one of the segments is done. Waiting on the other four, and then I'm trying to film the wraparound in September because I don't want to work in October. I don't.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't. But there's that. I'm working on making getting this app and whole thing running for my boss for the independent film stuff. I'm working on
Yep.
that hardcore. The Atlanta Film Festival's like in a week, so I have to go like wear a suit and go smooge and like talk to people and get them to put their movie on our platform and stuff. So I got to do that. Go do that.
Yep.
So yeah. Also, I met somebody and had a good week. So there's that too.
Yeah. And you're going to tell us about that because actually you started talking to her
In November of last year.
November.
Yep.
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 Yeah. So you're going to have to catch us up on what you did. But before we get into all that, let's do our cards. All right. So that's our affirmations. Those are for later. Let's do, we'll do one of our bachelorette cards. Oh, that's stupid. Have you ever faked an orgasm?
No, I haven't. How about you?
Honestly, no, because if you can't get me off, I'm going to let you know. So I'm not going to fake it. I'll be like, that was a waste of my time. Can you get off me? That's,
Oh my
I'm
God.
not very nice. I'm really not. Yeah. No, I don't. I'll let you know it if you disappoint me. So,
I mean, that's
all
fair.
right.
That's fair.
50 Shades of Grey, our red expansion room pack. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know why anybody ever fakes orgasms. I mean, seriously. I mean, I guess if you want it over or if you're trying to see, my thing is if you're faking it because you want somebody to feel better, like you don't want to hurt their feelings, how about you're willing to fuck each other? How about you talk about what is pleasurable
Yeah.
instead of faking
Yeah.
it? Because
Just do that.
otherwise, they're going to think what they're doing you enjoy and they're going to do it that way all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like literally, you just saw me pull this card out, right?
Yes.
Which friend would most likely fake an orgasm? What the fuck? I just literally like shuffled them, and that is the card I pulled from a different deck. Holy shit. All right. So, do you have a friend that you think would fake orgasms?
Um, I don't think so. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
see, I don't either. I do have friends. I take that back. I don't have friends who would fake an orgasm, but I have friends who would fake a better orgasm than what they're really having. Like porn star sounding orgasms. And you know very fucking well the shit was not that good.
Oh, okay. Okay. So they like turn it up to 11 to make it seem like what they did was like the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no,
Gotcha.
I have been around people that have done that before. Where it's like, really? Now you're just going overboard because that's, yeah.
Yeah. No, no, that's true. That's true.
You're trying to impress me. That's what you're trying to do. And it's
Exactly.
just not.
It's not working. It's not doing it.
It's not working for me. All right. 50 Shades of Gray. Ooh, that's kind of kinky. Which friend is most likely to be a voyeur?
Probably me.
You perv. You
Probably
belong
me.
on a list. Oh, I don't who might watch. Um okay, so I did date this guy and he wasn't watching. However, I was living in an apartment at the time, and it was actually one of my exes. He was coming over to either drop off our son or pick him up. I can't remember. And one of the neighbors I had, I think it was upstairs, often had very loud, boisterous sex and very loud orgasms. But that was not the person I was talking about initially. And he was over there one time and they were so loud. He like literally said, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. He went into the bathroom and jacked off
What
in
the
my bathroom
fuck?
because he got turned on from my neighbors. Yeah. Yeah. So I bet if they had windows he could peep in, his ass would have been peeping.
Yeah, no, speak, okay, so, yeah, if we're talking about hearing somebody, I remember I was at, where the hell was I? I think it was, I did the Chattanooga Film Festival last year, and I didn't do the hotel tickets right. Like, I fucked up the dates or whatever.
Yeah.
So I had to get one for like that Thursday or something. And it was a hostel down there in Chattanooga. Like, you have a shared bathroom, little tiny rooms, it was fine. It was okay. So I do, I get in late and I get settled in and everything, and I try to explore the place. And it's like, okay, you have to write on the door when you want to take a shower. If anybody's free, you do your thing and you get out. Okay, fine. So I'm sitting there on my phone, and all of a sudden, like, and like, my room is right next to the bathrooms. Like, I'm like,
Hmm.
it's my room in the bathrooms. So I hear people walk down the hallway, get in the bathroom, turn the shower on, and just start fucking
My
immediately.
God.
And it was just one of those things where it's like, what's going on? Why is she in pain? Oh, I get it now. Like it took me a second to realize what was going on.
Mm.
But yeah, like it went on for like 10 minutes and then like they just took a shower and then fucking left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
But it's also one of the things like this is a hostel. Like other people have used that bathroom. It's not your own bathroom. It's like a hotel where they may have cleaned it well. So I don't know. I don't know how clean it is. There's also
And
that.
not
So
at a hospital. But speaking of hospitals, I think I might have mentioned this to you before. I was at an L&D area, so labor and delivery, and one of the nurses was talking about a mom that had came in labor, and she heard the mom in there like moaning and grunting and kind of whimpering and screaming a little bit. So she goes in there, and they were fucking. Her and her, yeah, she
oh
said
my
she was
God.
like up and it's like, yeah, they were fucking. She's like 9 months pregnant in fucking labor.
Oh my God, that is wild.
Yeah, she's just like, I backed out of the room and okay. Yeah.
That's that's really
Some
bold.
people
That's really bold. 9 months, like your kid is about to be born within like a day, and like you know what,
talk.
you know
Yeah.
what, I can't take it anymore. I need to bang you.
Yeah, wash that kid real good and get that semen off its head. Because it's like dropped into the birth
Yeah. Oh
canal
yeah.
when it's
No.
starting to come out. I mean,
100%. Like
yeah,
yeah. The,
like
the the
literally.
the kid has a fucking indent on its forehead or something.
And gel in its hair. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's nasty.
Yeah. The
Why
the
would you
kid.
do that?
Listen, it seems like it was consensual. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Whatever. As long as
yeah,
like it was all that's
yeah. It
fine.
was it was consensual, and actually, that Kim Anami that I got that jade egg from, she has one of her seminars you can pay for is orgasmic birth.
That is
Yeah,
funny.
I guess orgasming during birth is a thing.
Yeah, I've heard about that. It's just that's just really odd.
Mm, no. No, not that. That is not for me. Mm, mm, mm. No. All right, we're gonna do the X trivia, the adult game.
Yep.
Do you want Peep Show, Centerfold, Sexual Revolution, Hot Flashes, AC/DC, or TNA?
Let's do TNA. I think that's kind of the one we always like kind of
I
stick
think,
with.
yeah, I was gonna say you always pick TNA.
Yep.
Let's see. What? Everything we're talking about tonight just rolls right into each other. What do most couples resume about 6 weeks after childbirth?
Sex, obviously.
Yeah, that's like literally. What is with these cards today?
The universe has detected your dry spell and it's trying to get you out of it. It's trying to get
I
you out of it.
mean, my God. It's like one thing after another. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
the universe is telling you, "Hey Erica, go get some dick."
Mm, mm. I don't know. I don't even think I'd know how to kiss anymore.
Oh my
I'm like,
God.
mm. Although I will tell you, the movie that I was filming last weekend, in the one scene, the killer uh threw me across a table, and like the corner of it was right in my fucking crotch, and they were like
Oh.
pushing me down, and I'm like, oh good God, this is not the way I want to die. So
Well, at least you got some action. That's important. That's important.
yeah, I was like, oh God. All right. Who is the biggest pervert? Well, this is a stupid question. Have you ever used a vibrator? Doesn't
Um,
have to be by yourself.
not on me. Not on me. That's all I'll say. Not on me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It doesn't have to be by yourself. All right, let's do another one of those. Those are fun. Ugh. Ugh. Have you ever spied on a family member in the shower?
No, that's
God,
weird.
no.
That's
Oh,
weird.
fuck. That's nasty. Although I will tell you this. So now they might listen to this podcast. I'll have to
Okay.
tell
No,
you
fair
after we get off
enough. Fair enough.
off the I'm gonna tell you something about a family member that yeah, no, that's dirty. That's I ain't gonna spy on nobody. That's gross. All right, now let's catch up. What have you been up to? Tell us, Nick.
Well, I did start talking to this girl in November, and we met on the South Asian dating app, which will remain nameless because they ain't paying for this shit.
Yep.
We met on there and we talked for a bit, and I mean, like, unluckily, we met during the fucking holidays, which was terrible.
hmm
We couldn't do anything. We couldn't go see each other because family and stuff. It would have not worked out. So I was gonna go see her in January, and then that didn't work because my like the day I was gonna do it, apparently like there was a giant thunderstorm and like all my flights got canceled, everything got canceled. So
Mm.
it was a
Yep.
pain, and like I
I
was so
remember
pissed
that.
off because I immediately, as soon as I found out, I immediately messaged her and was like, yo, it ain't gonna come, it ain't gonna happen. So dick, I was super mad about it. She was just like, oh, calm down, it's okay. I'm like, no, this is bullshit. So that kind of went away, and then we're still talking as well. Then she's like, well, how about you come up in April? I was like, that's really far. She's like, yeah, I know, but I have a bunch of family stuff happening, and on all of other religious holidays and things I have to worry about, and I have to be around my family for those things, so I can't do anything until after that. I'm like, okay, fine, let's figure out the dates. So we're gonna do a weekend in April. And come to find out, we were talking and stuff all the time, at least, every other day. And she's like, "Oh, it's really tough for me to get away during the weekends because I usually help my mom and my dad buy groceries for their business and for the house and do a bunch of errands and stuff as well. So it's just, it's going to be difficult for me to get away." I was like, "All right,
hmm
fine." So I said, "Well, how about we do a week? I do Monday through Friday. Can you get away from work and everything else and kind of be okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I can do that for sure." So I think like 2 months ago, we figured out the dates. I got a nice Airbnb. Luckily, I picked it long enough, like far enough ahead to where it wasn't, like super expensive, so it was fine. So, and it was just us talking and cutting down to it really happening. We would constantly video chat, at least 3 or 4 days a week. We would constantly video chat and having a good time. Chatting was great. She loved that I was funny. She was funny too. She could actually take a joke, and it was nice. We were talking about what we wanted to do, and I was like, let's keep everything fluid. We kind of, we're just kind of meeting for the first time. Let's have things we want to do, and we can do and stuff, and we'll figure out how it works out. So and she was very adamant about like, oh, we talked about our childhoods and growing up and things like that, and she was like, oh, and because of my parents being my parents, I had to grow up real fast. Like I never got to like experience Saturday mornings like eating cereal and watching cartoons. I'm like, okay, then we'll do that. We'll get up, we'll go get like, I don't know, Lucky Charms and go watch fucking like,
Mm,
Scooby Doo or something, whatever. She's like, yeah,
yeah.
okay, that sounds great. We'll do them. I'm like, all right, fine. That was the only tentative plan we kind of had in place, which didn't happen. That just didn't happen. Um, so, the dates finally happened like this last week, and I'm nervous. It's one of those things where I had to go to the office Friday, and then I think Sunday I left to go halfway to Jacksonville and then down further into Florida. And I was just nervous as shit, because I was just like, my brain was like, everything's gonna change now. You just need to not do this. And I was like, no, I need to do this. She's really nice. She's very cute. She's very sweet. I can't just like bail because like I can't mentally handle it. It's like, no, I'll push through and be fine. And I was, so it was okay. So Sunday I drive from Atlanta to Jacksonville. And I like she was worried about me the whole time, so I sent her because we were using WhatsApp. I sent her my live location for like 8 hours so she could track me and make sure I was okay.
That's cute.
Yeah, so she could know where I was and how far I was and everything. So constant communication. I was I would text her when I got to the hotel and everything, so it was fine. Woke up early that Monday and drove the rest of the way. Eventually got to where I was going to be. I was like, hey, hey, I'll be at the Airbnb like around 2 or 3 during check-in or whatever, and just come over. So I get to the Airbnb about 30 minutes before she gets there, and I just kind of settle in and put my bag down and everything like that. She comes to the door. She's a lot shorter than I thought she was. She's like 5 feet tall. She's very, very short.
Oh, damn.
She's very, very short.
Oh, yeah.
You know. So I mean, I did. It's not something bad. It's just something that I noticed. I'm just that's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
It's like it's not anything bad. It's just like, oh, she's a lot shorter than I thought she was, which is not a big deal. So she comes to the door and she hands me a container of food that she made. And I was like, oh, okay. So she actually made this food and she like brought it to the place. She's like, oh, in case you need to eat later or whatever, I brought you
Okay.
food. I was just like, oh my God, like she actually made food for me. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And I brought her a gift too. I had a friend of mine crochet a Hello Kitty figure about
Oh,
8 inches tall because like one of my friends does crocheting, and this girl was very into Hello Kitty, and I was just like, let me get this done for her, you know. So like that Hello Kitty thing was sitting on my coffee table for like a month and a half. Just so I could remember to bring it and not forget it, you know. So she comes in, we sit down, and she's like sitting on the other like the couches are perpendicular from each other, and I was like, no, sit next to me. What's going on? I'm talking for a while now. You don't just sit over there. She's like, okay, so we're getting more comfortable with each other, just being next to each other. And she's like, oh, let's turn the movie and watch it, which didn't go very far. Um, you know, and then we started making out immediately after the movie starts because what
nice.
else are we gonna do?
Yeah. Watch the movie, but who
Yeah,
wants to do that?
yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently, once we moved to the bedroom and things happened afterwards, she was like, I wanted to rip your clothes off ever since I saw you in the door, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So she was, yeah, she was very insatiable the whole time. It was just like she kept wanting it over and over again. It was just like, oh my God. Good thing I worked out. Good thing I
Yeah,
worked out.
yeah, yeah.
So after we were done, we took a shower again. I went to go eat, and she had to leave around 5:30 because that's kind of the schedule she had because she still lives with their parents. She didn't want to let them on that like she's at somebody's place and not at work or whatever, and and
Hmm.
get in trouble basically.
Yeah.
So we went to go eat, and where the hell did we go eat? I forgot. I really forgot where we ate the first night. Yeah, I can't remember. All I remember is we were in bed a lot. That's all I'm going to say. We were in bed a lot. Um, yeah, and then 5:30 rolls around, and I'm just like, oh man, you really got to go. She's like, yeah, I got to pretend I'm at work so my parents don't ask questions and you know look at where I am and things like that. And I'm just like, all right, fine. So she had to head out, and then I was just left there in the Airbnb watching movies and stuff like that. And she would text me, and just like hey, I had a good time. You were great. I'm just like, so were you. Start kind of keeping it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. She she kept writing me the dirtiest fucking messages. I swear to God.
So she's not all sweet and innocent.
She is not sweet and innocent at all, and
Oh, that's fun.
to somebody who's
Love
also
it.
Indian like that, who's about my age, that is incredibly fucking rare. Like she is goddamn dirty. I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she is goddamn dirty. Like she did, like she
And
loves
you
it.
love it.
She loves the dirty talk. She loves the whole thing. No, I really fucking do. It's awesome. It's great.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's great. So I'm up all hours in that anyway. So like that I think the first night I went to go get food because like no I ate the food she gave me and I went out and got like ice cream or something because I was still hungry and like it was late at night and I just said fuck it.
Hmm.
She kept texting me and calling me. She's like, "Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll text you and come over." And I gave her because the Airbnb had a door code, and I was like, "Here's the door code. Just come in." She's like, "Can I
Hmm.
do that? Are you gonna be okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know it's you. I know you're the only one I'm giving the code to. It's fine." She's like, "Well, I'm gonna sneak in bed." I was like, "Just do it. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. I don't care." So,
Oh.
so we go to a nice little like hole in the wall like Cuban place that has like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's tiny as hell, but it's like really good. It's really, really good. So we go there and have breakfast. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is um she was really adamant about taking pictures, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want to do it on phones and things like that because like I don't like that because then you can share them with people and people find them on your account and things like that." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I
Hmm.
understand." So I told her I got an old Polaroid camera. Do you want to do that? She's like, "Oh my God, yes!" And she got like really excited about the old Polaroid camera. So she's like, "Oh, just tell me what film it is, and I'll go buy it." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So she bought like two little eight shot things of film. We used them a couple times. We took terrible pictures, by the way. They're so fucking blurry. You can kind of see us, but they're blurry as hell.
Oh, good.
But yeah, okay, back to Tuesday. We went to go eat breakfast, and then we came back, and bedroom activities continued. And I learned a lot about what she likes and what she doesn't like, and we were very
Nice.
we communicated what we liked as well. Like
There you go.
we did that very very well because I wasn't just going to guess and obviously I knew the general stuff like what you're like what all
Yeah,
those
but not
things.
everybody likes everything.
That's true.
So,
That's true. And I was like, hey, let me try this out, and she was like, yeah, or whatever. But she was down for a lot of it. She was down for a lot of it. Um, yeah, but man, yeah. So we was in the bedroom again for a long time, and then I think we went to go eat like lunch or dinner. We went to a Mexican place. We got so many fucking tacos. Oh my God. Jeez. Another hole in the wall she found. Great place. Great place. I had enough to take back to the Airbnb and eat like the next day.
nice.
Um and we had some drinks, we had some beers and stuff, and laughed and had good conversation and asking all the important questions and things. And and just having a good time. Then she's like, I'll drive you back to the Airbnb and I'll leave. I'm like, all right, fine. She leaves, gets home. After a while, she starts texting me again, the dirtiest fucking messages.
Does
Just
she at least talk dirty, or is it just in the messages? Like,
no, no, she does talk dirty as well too, and it's just like, oh, you know what you're doing. This isn't your first rodeo. Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
oh shit.
So like, it's just one of those things where it's just like you like from the the just like the other Indian women I've talked to are just never at that never do that. And so it's just like her doing it is kind of surprised because she was like, oh, you were shocked every time I said something. I'm like, yeah, because uh, you know, any other Indian girl I've talked to is like either like we do it in marriage or doesn't regard it at all. And she's like, that's fucking boring. I'm like, I know, it's boring. So
Very boring.
yeah, she was yeah, she was yeah,
She was not boring.
she was not boring at all. Like I kept telling her that I was like, thank God you're not boring. But she had a sense of humor, told a lot of
Good.
jokes. She laughed at all my dumb jokes, which is great. She made a lot of ones herself that were pretty good too. Um, so then Wednesday rolls around, and she messages me early in the morning. Like I just like my phone on my phone's on with the sound so I can hear whenever she texts me. She's like, "Hey, I'm not feeling too well. I need to go to urgent care. If you want, we can take separate cars." So like I'm half asleep and I'm just like, "Yeah, I'll take separate cars. I don't want to wait there." And then I got up and got ready. And once she said, "Oh, I'm leaving to heading your place," I was just like, "Ah, I said something shitty. I shouldn't have said that." You know? And I well when she came over and I was like, you know what, I'll just stay with you the whole day and help you go to urgent care and get your meds and we'll just hang out. She's like, really? I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry I said that. Like it's yeah. Going to urgent care and staying there and everything's a pain. It's boring.
Hmm.
I'll just be next to you. And like I told her, I was like, I'm pretty much your boyfriend now. Like that's my responsibility now. Is like being there, being there for you. And she was like, oh, I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. So we got, let's see, we got breakfast somewhere else um that day, and she was wearing her mask the whole time because she was just coughing and just miserable.
Hmm.
And we go to urgent care, nearby place, and we sit. Like she does the whole thing, sits in the waiting room, and we wait there until she gets called, and she texts me from the inside. She's like, "Oh, they're doing an X-ray and this, that, and the other. I hope everything's fine." I was like, "Yeah, I hope everything's good." She's like, "Oh, she's like, "Oh, I'm just congested. It's like a viral thing or whatever like that. They're gonna call the meds in across the street at Walmart." Big mistake. Walmart took like 2 hours to get her meds ready.
Mm.
Bullshit, bullshit. Fucking hate Walmart. Bullshit. She's like, "Oh, if I did it at Publix, it would take 5 minutes." I'm like, "I know, I know." So we run around through Walmart, and she's like, "Oh, do you need anything for the place?" I'm like, "Oh, we'll get some waters and and some Gatorades and stuff and things like that for the Airbnb just for now." So I have a couple things. So we did, and we waited for the meds, and it goddamn took them forever. And the
Mm.
women behind the counter were not nice either. Like I wanted to jump over there and
Really?
like yeah, I wanted to jump over there and kick them in the fucking head. And she knew that, and she's like, "Calm down." I'm like, "What? They're taking too fucking long, and they're playing around." She's like, I know, but this is what's happening. I'm like, okay, fine. And they
Yeah,
gave a
that's
half.
irritating.
It is irritating, and they gave a half-hearted apology, and I was just like, whatever, lady, let's just go. So we had to go, and since we got our meds, and she had to take them with food because that's what the pharmacy tech told us. And I was like, all right, let's go eat, and we'll get you take your meds afterwards. So we go get food again, have a good conversation, and just laugh and stuff, and talk about how we grew up and what we want and things like that and everything. So. Then she drops me off and has to leave again. And another night of sleeping alone in the bed for now anyways. And um she's like, "Okay, well, I'll text you tomorrow or whatever like that and I'll we'll get up and get going." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So she texts me the next morning. She's like, "Oh, I threw up last night because all the meds I took because I think she took like 12 pills or something, like antibiotics and a steroid and like a whole
Damn.
thing. Like yeah, because it was a Z pack and something else she'd taken. Like the first one was like 6 or 7, and then it went down to 4, and then like 3, and like it was like a step down thing. So she was like, it all hit her at once, and like, she was feeling it. She came over a little bit late, but I was like, it's fine. It's Thursday, whatever. She texts me and says, Friday, I can't be there Friday all day. I got to take mom to her doctor's appointment. I'm like, okay, that's fine. She's like, but I'll be there early and we'll go get breakfast and then, I'll leave and go, help mom. I'm like, all right, that's fine. You got to take care of mom. And I know that's the thing, so it's okay. We got to spend a good few days together. So it's, we've had fun. So Thursday we go to this new breakfast place, new Cuban bakery place she wanted to like try. It was all right. And she's like, oh, I picked this place because it's next to a sex shop. And we had talked about this before. She's like, oh, would really love to, like go through a sex shop with you. I think it'd be funny and fun. And like I told her, I basically told her, I was like, oh yeah, I worked at one for a couple of summers, so like I know what everything is. And she's like, really? I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, I do. So apparently that impressed her, and she wanted to test my knowledge.
Oh God.
Yeah. So, so we went to a name brand one. I'm not going to say that name because then people will know where I was, and I don't want that. Um. So we went to one that was like down the street, and like mind you, it's like noon at this time. It's fairly early to be at a sex shop. So we walk in, and the first thing you see is like the lingerie and the outfits and stuff. And she's like, "Oh, should I try any of these on?" I'm just like, "Probably not, because like these brands and this thing is all like really shitty Chinese knockoffs. Like they're held
Hmm.
together with hopes and dreams. Like they'll fall apart as soon as you walk out in that thing. It's gonna be like don't even try it." She's like, "Okay."
Hmm.
She's like, "How do you know this?" I'm like, "I sold these before. Like I know how crappy they're made. They're not good at all." So we go we go over to like the 50 Shades of Grey section, and she's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Those are hand restraints." I'm like, "What are those?" I'm like, Those are fuzzy handcuffs." I'm like, "What's the difference?" I'm like, "One are leather, one is metal with with the fuzzy stuff on it, and one's softer, one's a little bit a little bit stiffer." And she's just asking me all the questions about all the stuff and what it all does and everything,
Yeah. Testing your knowledge.
testing my knowledge. And she seems to be getting more and more excited as like we
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it. And then we finally go
She's
to the
like, you know your stuff.
Yeah, and then we go to the toy room, and the first section we see is like the anal section of all the anal beads and
Oh
things like
God.
that. And there was the one that has like the ascending size with like the pole ring you pull out.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, "Oh, that's turning you into a lawnmower." And she's like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you put it all in, then pull out real quick." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "It's a fucking joke. Calm down." So she thought that was funny, but yeah, we got like and like it was like, "Oh, there's they're in ascending size as well to like train your butthole to like to take it." She's like, "Oh my God." We go to the other toys and the other stuff, and we see like the male sex store, like the silicone like fucking torsos and things that are $900 and weigh like 40 pounds. And we see the male torso, and I was like, "Oh, there's a metal rod, there's an adjustable metal rod in his dick, so that you can like put it at every angle and bend it and things like that." She's like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Yeah, there's even like this $900 like basically just a woman's butt that has the pussy and the asshole just there, and it's just like a hunk of silicone." So she's just like, "What is this?" I'm like, these are just sex toys. These are just the really expensive, like high quality ones. And we eventually make it to, I think, the wands, the blue and white wand that everybody sees, that's been in like every porno since like
Okay.
15 years ago. She's like, "What's the difference between like this one and this one?" I was like, "Oh, one's rechargeable and one is plug in the wall." And I was like, "You probably want the plug in the wall one because it has more power and more it's a little bit easier to handle." Because the rechargeable one might run out of a battery, and then like you're mid orgasm or like in the middle of it and it quits. Like you don't fucking want that. You don't want that. And we find the other toys as well, the other vibrators, the small like bullets and things, and then we go to the dildos, and like she's like, "Oh my God," like, yeah, they come in all sizes and colors and shapes and and things like that. And I point to a big one. I was like, "Oh, why don't you get that one?" She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "No, I'm not serious." And at some point, they have a table that has all the ones you can touch and test them, and they have like the saddle that you can ride.
Oh God.
And it, and it,
Okay.
and it turns on and the controllers are there, and like she's right next to me, and I kind of like tweak the controllers, and it like vibrates and shakes, and she's like, "Oh my God," like really loudly. She's like, "What is that?" I'm just like, "You sit on this." She's like,
Oh
"What?"
God.
She's like, "You sit on that?" I'm like, "Yeah, you sit on this," and you slowly make everything. You slowly adjust it to go higher and higher slowly. And she's like, oh my God. So
That is so good.
yeah. And we eventually like we the only thing we bought was like a set of cards from this place because it was pretty famous. And I was like, oh, let me get this because at least, I'll know that I've been here and I got something
Yeah.
because like, we were just fucking around in the store and people like we were fucking around in the store for like an hour, just like going through everything and like I was naming everything off to her and what it does and stuff. And she was just like, oh my gosh. So I was like, ah, just for, our time, let me buy a deck of cards from this place and, move on. So we did.
So
Went
you had
back,
a little something from the store.
yeah, at
Yeah.
least something, yeah. But we went back to the Airbnb. More bedroom activities because she got real turned on from the sex shop stuff, you know.
She sounds wonderful. God,
Yeah, she really is.
that is awesome.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
even though she was like, yeah, even though she was kind of sick, she still like, what? And she was like trying not to like fully kiss me, and was like, oh, I don't want you to get sick. I'm like, I told her like, I don't fucking care at this point. I could give a
Hey,
shit.
yeah, yeah. I'll get
I
sick.
don't care. I don't care.
I'll take some extra vitamin C.
Yeah, I'll live. I'll be fine. So, you know, got that. We eventually went. I think we went to Chili's because we were just wanting something light for lunch. you know, and we did that, and we had the server or whatever like take our picture with the Polaroid, and he freaked out because like he's probably around my age or older, and he's like, oh my God, how do you even use this anymore? I'm just like, you pull the lever, and like he took the picture and everything, so it came out fine.
That's
But
hilarious.
he was so enamored by like us using a Polaroid that he didn't know what to do with himself. So yeah, she drops me back at the Airbnb, and I was just like, well, let me get some things put together. Let me get the suitcase situated so I'm not like leaving things everywhere, and I'll get it going. She's like, well, I'll come by early and help you clean anything or whatever they need. And I'm like, yeah, let me check the stuff and see what they want me to do. If they want me to take out the trash or put take the sheets off the bed or whatever. And luckily it was just like, oh, wash the dishes and put them away. That's all they said. And I was like, all right, fine.
Nice.
So,
So it wasn't too much.
yeah. So she came over, she helped me, fix some things. We, make sure the fridge was pretty empty and everything. So I put everything in the car, and then we went to go breakfast. We went to the same place we went to, the little cute Cuban place before. We went there, and she was real sad. She's like, "You're leaving." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It sucks, but we had an amazing week." So
Yeah. When you
think
going back, or when are you gonna see her again?
we haven't discussed it yet. I think it's real soon. I think I'll bug her next week or in a couple weeks about like and to meet up again because I don't want to push it too hard and like force her to
Yeah, yeah, you don't.
you know.
And it'll mostly have to be you traveling to see her right now, right?
Yeah,
Because family.
I told her I was like, look, I'll come down to you one more time, but then you got to come up,
Yeah.
So that's what I told her. I was like, you have to come up at least once. I have no problem coming down again, but you got to come up at least once. You
What
know.
if she isn't able to?
Well, I think she knows that she'll have to.
Okay.
Like, because she was, we were talking about it, and she's like, oh, I can't wait to come up to your place and like come to Atlanta and see you. And I was like, it's like, okay, so she's mentioning it, she's talking about it, she wants to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we're at the breakfast place, and she was very adamant about getting me like coffee and cookies on for my like my drive back. So she gets me a big pound of coffee from this place. And we drive back to the Airbnb. My car's still there. Luckily, I should have checked out like 30 minutes ago, but they let my car still be there because I left the actual building, so it's fine.
Hmm.
So we're outside, just kind of like hugging and kissing, and just not wanting to leave. And she's like ready to cry. And I was just like, hey, it'll be fun. We'll do this again. You're my girlfriend now. I'm your boyfriend, which is a weird thing to say at almost 40. Um, I'm not, this is, we're together now. So, we'll
Yeah.
have to meet up again. She's like, yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm like, yeah, we will. Don't worry. So I left and I sent her my location immediately so she could follow me up, and she kept, texting me and stuff and everything. And, kept asking how she was doing and how she's feeling, if she's feeling better or not. So it was that. But she constantly would send me just the dirtiest fucking messages while I'm on the goddamn road. I'm like, Woman, I'm in the car. Just wait until I get to the hotel room. Just stop. Um,
Cute.
yeah, yeah. She couldn't keep it in her pants. It was funny as shit. Um,
That's awesome.
yeah, but yeah. Then I came home yesterday, and I told her I was like, I'm sick as hell.
Yeah.
She's like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm so
because you said
sorry.
you were getting sick. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just like, yeah, I knew the consequences when I did what I did. So I mean, I accepted them. It's fine. Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll man it up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I have, just been like drinking hot tea and
Yep.
yeah, eating and staying inside. So, being, staying
That's all
hydrated
you
and stuff.
can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it was a wonderful, wonderful week.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, it's about time you had a wonderful week. Last few trips you made just either sucked or they seemed good and then they just didn't end up being good.
Yeah. 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 That girl in Boston I met, I think last year was like a
Yeah.
pain in the fucking ass. So,
Well, now that you're looking back at it, I bet you're seeing, which even at that time, once you look back, it was just so weird the way she fucking did
well,
it.
it was okay. And I talked to this girl about her because I asked her. She asked, we had talked about relationships and things like that, and like how close you were and things and stuff.
Hmm.
And like I told her about this thing because like she just wanted to know, and I was very honest with her about everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, it sounds like she was married." I'm like, "You may be right. You may be right."
Really?
Because I was mentioning things that I noticed now, thinking back on it, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, she's not the one who paid for the Airbnb. She had to go to get it through a friend."
Oh,
Because like whenever we were out and she was shopping, she would shop on her credit card. So like she had the ability to get it. She just didn't get it through her through her credit card. So I'm
okay.
like, that's weird. Um and it kind of
That
went
is.
yeah, it kind of went into the details like what happened, everything was, and she's like, "Oh, she's probably married." I'm just like, "You're probably fucking right."
And what? She just wanted to see if she could find someone or just a little
Yeah.
away
Yeah.
from her husband?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of
Yeah,
mm,
because I talked about it and she's like, because she's been on the same app for a while and she's like, "Oh, I found a lot of married dudes on there." I'm just like, "Yeah,
no shit.
I could see that. I could see that." So
Wow, that's sad.
apparently there are married women on there too as well. So I was victim of that, and I was like, that's weird to think about. And she's like, yeah, I mean, yeah. So
Yeah, that sucks. Big time.
yeah, so just just the things she would mention, the things I was telling her, I'm just like, oh yeah, it sounds like maybe she had somebody and you were just like her booty call for the weekend. I'm just like, you're right because it ended like that Monday immediately.
Yeah, without even like rhyme or reason
Hmm.
and things were good when you left and then just boom.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's
yeah,
weird.
yeah. Because like I talked about it, and she's like, yeah, it sounds like she was married and didn't want anybody to know that she was there and stuff. So yeah,
Oh well, she don't matter.
yeah, she don't.
So you never have to mention her again.
Hmm. Yeah.
No, but this is good. This is good. Finally, you didn't give up. Didn't give up.
No, I didn't. I didn't. But no,
But you
she's
know what? You really kind of relaxed about looking either. You didn't stress about it. You weren't like, I have to find someone. And
no.
then you made a connection.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did.
So there's a lot to be said for that. Don't
Yeah, I did. So and I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy I, messaged her when I did and I saw her on the app and everything. So yeah. Um, yeah, it
Hey
was good.
Loki, come here. Did you see a fucking cat had kittens on my back porch?
Yeah, I saw your video about that. You're
I
just
know.
you're just a cat nursery now.
They're adorable. I know because there's another pregnant mama that comes around. The one that I got the black cats from,
Hmm.
she is pregnant again and she keeps coming around to eat. I don't know where she's going to have her kittens at. Probably not here, but she'll certainly bring them by, I suppose, once they're big enough to walk.
Yeah.
But yeah, the kittens on the back porch are starting to be able to get out of that little dog house. I have like a blanket folded up so they can't get out right now, but they were climbing up over the blanket tonight. So yeah,
Yeah, you have your own cat nursery at your house now.
I do. Mm. It's all right. This time I'll post pictures right away and try to get them adopted out
There you go.
so they don't live in my yard and get hit by cars.
There you go. You don't want that to happen.
Again, yeah. One died like last week. I
Oh,
was
that's terrible.
devastated.
That's terrible.
Devastated. I was going out to catch a plane because I had to go to New York and yeah, one was hit by a car.
Jeez.
Broke my heart. Broke my heart. But that's like, I don't know, the sixth one in the last year that I had to pick up.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, people fly down my road like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. Did you get the picture I just texted you?
Yes, I did.
Ah, that's Butterscotch. She's so cute.
She's adorable. Yeah, I just got it. I have to keep like they keep changing the color of this like fucking Facebook Messenger app. I have to like I don't know. It's always different. But yeah, she's right there in the computer.
Yep. It's actually a good picture because you can see the cards and the microphone in
Yeah,
the reflection of the screen. Yeah,
it's all there.
that's just cute. Very cute. I finally got my big TV put up.
Yeah, your big 100 inch.
Oh my God, it's so nice. I just love it.
Porn is gonna look amazing on that thing.
Oh, it's so nice. It's like the whole fucking wall, whole wall. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
Beautiful thing.
yeah. You just like I said, you just need like a decent surround sound system now.
I know. Yeah, I do. I
Yep.
do. Because it's nice. It's very nice. And I do love it a lot.
Yeah. Is it just a plain TV or is it like a Roku TV or something or is it
It's a smart TV.
like a smart TV? Okay, yeah. So then you can have
Yeah.
all your fun apps on there and watch all your
Oh yeah.
shows.
Yep. They're all downloaded. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. It
Awesome.
is a smart TV. I still need to get like a DVD player and all that hooked up because I still, want that stuff just in case. But because I mean, even with the smart TVs, you got to have good Wi-Fi, and sometimes the Wi-Fi goes out.
Yeah, that's the thing with people paying like Netflix doing like 4K streaming, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
There's a minimum requirement for that, and they do kind of a spoof like 4K where it's like just the bottom of like the just as little as they can get through to kind of give you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the best quality because it'll be like all pixelated and the color will be off. Like it's just not
Yep.
really good.
Yep.
No, I'm still a proponent for physical media. Like I really am.
Yep.
Um,
I am too.
because it's just better and you have more control over it because if I want to watch, like Beverly Hills Cop or something, I just pull out my disc and I have to try to find it on Paramount Plus or then Peacock or then Netflix or wherever the hell they think it
Mm-hmm.
is. I can
Yep.
just watch it. So
Yep.
there's that. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, one of them I was in just came out on Amazon. Was it Desert Fiends? Let me see.
Yeah, Desert Fiends was yeah, you did it a while ago.
Yeah, I did. It's finally available now. Most of my good parts were cut though.
That's terrible.
I know it's always frustrating, but if they had to make a certain kind of time with the movie and maybe it didn't turn out as good as what it looked like when we were filming it. So you never know. You never know why something's cut, but it's like, that makes me sad. But that's okay. I filmed, like I said, a couple more movies. There was something else I was filming too. Oh, that detective movie. Oh my God, I did
Yeah.
not tell you about this.
No.
Okay, so last podcast that we had, I told you that Rashar had got a hold of me and I had the script because I was going to go film just the one day. I had like 5 lines. I was a secretary.
Yes.
That's okay. So I took a day off work. I went and filmed, did my lines, came home, went about my day. So the very next day, that was a Monday. Tuesday morning, I get a call almost 9 o'clock, and they said, hey, you know, Erica, we might have to recast the part of this detective. Um, would you be available? If we gave you the part, would you be available? And I'm like, when would you need me? And so they gave me the days. And I said, I'll have to change my flight because I was supposed to be going back to New York. But I'm like, absolutely, absolutely, I will be available. And so I went from having a role that had 5 lines and I had to be on set Tuesday, like afternoon. So I'm trying to learn my lines as I'm going to set because I had to redo all the scenes that had already been filmed with
Oh
the
wow.
original person that was the detective.
Um,
Um, yeah,
do you know why that happened? Did they just like you better? Or did that person like, dip out or what was the deal?
I do, but I don't want to get into too much detail
Oh, okay. Wow.
on
Okay.
here.
Jeez.
I mean, for scheduling purposes, it wasn't going to work out very well.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yep. Um, some of these movies, if somebody can only film weekends or only film at certain times, um, and the movie can work around that, that's great. But this was a movie that they were trying to film in a total of 8 days. So that was boom, 8 days done.
Jeez. Oh,
And they can't really work around somebody's schedule. And they didn't realize that that was going to be a request until they started filming. So,
jeez, man. Eight days is a short turnaround.
yep. And so what happened is actually that person that was originally the detective took my role as the secretary. And then I took her role, which was
Uh,
actually a supporting lead role.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, huge part in the
That's
movie.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. I want to see you as a detective because you could definitely pull it off. You could definitely pull it off.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a little difficult because really I had to learn the lines on the fly. So they gave me a lot of leeway. They're like, well, we don't expect perfection because, you're trying to do it right now. You just got the role. But yeah, it was fun. It was great.
That's
I
awesome.
cannot wait until that one comes out. I literally cannot wait.
Do we know the name of it? What is it called?
Oh yeah. The Zuri Johnson story.
The Zuri Johnson story. Okay.
So in case you wonder, okay, let me see. Step.
So you filmed this in New York?
No, this was in Marion, Indiana.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So it was fairly close to you then.
Yeah, let me find this for you.
Well, that's good. At least it was close and it wasn't,
Okay, so I'm going to send you a link. It's based on a true story. It's inspired by a true story. I need to say it that way because they did make some changes,
hmm
but there you go. So it is based on a true story. And I remember when this happened. So they did make a few changes from the original story,
hmm
but you know, changed names, changed, some of the things that happened. But yeah, that link I just sent you, that's the story it's based off of.
Okay, that's one hell of a headline.
Yep, yep. And yeah, I remember it clearly when it happened. It was in 2019. Yep. And I'll tell you, right away when that little girl was missing, I knew right away it was not. It was just one of those things that, she'd ran away before, but it was just like, uh, something's not right. Something's not right.
Yeah, and it's well, they always say that like if a kid is going missing, or something happens to the kid, it's usually like within the family. It's like 80 to 90% is always like a family member or the parents themselves. It's very rarely that it's like
Hmm.
somebody outside that they don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is,
And that's sad.
yeah, no, that's incredibly sad because like that's a statistic that like, the FBI has and like they've touted for years now. And it's one of the things that like it's one of those things that people disregard because they're like, "Oh, I don't want to take my kids to the park. I don't want to take my kids here and there." Like, then something would happen to them. Like that's a possibility, but it's more likely that, your weird uncle is going to do something to your kids more than like the stranger, down the street will.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Yep. So I'm very excited about that one. I cannot wait until that comes out. Had a great time on set. It
that's
just,
good.
yeah,
That's good.
I think I did play a detective very well. Um, but I'll have to see what it looks like. I wasn't watching the filming. It's one thing to be on the other side of the camera watching it because I might think I'm doing fine while I'm doing it. Um, but that may not be the case. But yeah, no, it was good. So my little part ended up becoming a very big part.
Hmm.
So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully
That's
that'll be out
awesome.
soon.
I'm happy for you. That's great. I'm glad, they got you in a
Oh,
main part. That's great.
and they're paying me.
Oh my God.
Now, I've had other filmmakers offer to pay me, and I'm like, nah, because they're running Indiegogos and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, don't worry about paying me. I'll do it for free,
Yeah.
just as long as I don't have to pay, because I kind of get tired of people coming in my inbox. Hey, Erica, money, money, money.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, yeah, well, I mean, you've become that person now who like will give money to a lot of stuff so people know you.
yeah, but those that realize you got a better chance of getting money from me if you act like you at least want to see me act. And then and then I might give you money because you make me feel good,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
you
Exactly.
know? But yeah, yeah. So I had to sign a contract and everything. Yeah. I was like, holy shit. My first paid role because I wasn't really expecting it. And yeah, very excited. Very
That's
excited.
awesome. I can't wait to watch it because I've seen a lot of your stuff and you're usually the one of the better actors, I mean actresses in the movie. I don't know what it is, but you're just very convincing. Even when you played the mom in that, I forget the movie it was. It was a Halloween one.
Oh, The Town Without Halloween,
There you go, that
where
one.
I
Like
wore the green mask.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You played a mom like 100% true. I was like, yep, that's how you would act. You
Yep.
know.
Yeah, that's
Um,
that's a fun one too.
even in what is it? The camp one, 666 part two. Like you were the best
Oh my
actress in that
God.
too.
I got, dude, I got another role coming up for that.
Oh, nice.
They want another one. Camp Blood 666 Part 3, I guess. And
They're really breaking those off.
I know. I was told that my part was memorable and they ask about it all the time. And
Yeah,
they would like
you did a good job.
Grace to be more of a focal point of the movie.
Yeah, you did awesome.
I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
there's gonna be another one. Oh, God. So yeah, yeah. Okay. So I must be memorable, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, I see it because like I can watch your stuff objectively and I'll tell you if you're not good. I mean, not in a really like unsensitive way, be like Erica, you suck. But I'm like, this is okay. But but no, everything I've seen you in, you've been great. And even in New Year's Eve when you played just one of the workers there, one of the
Hmm.
tech workers or the salespeople, like that was great too.
That's a fun
And
movie. Yeah.
Dave Sheridan's like, being like, I want my coffee more, Beyonce than Kelly Rowland. I'm like, motherfucker, stop. Just stop.
God.
I was just like, come on, man.
Oh, yeah, you never knew what was going to come out of his mouth because he improved all that. So we
I,
were all like, everybody he was yelling at around that table, we didn't know what to say because it was all improv.
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
hilarious.
But
He
yeah,
is hilarious.
that was a good one too. But yeah, no, I'm glad you got paid for this role. I'm glad you got a main role as well. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to watch it. Hopefully it'll come out fairly soon.
Yeah, I hope so too. Now, of course, the writer director, he does other work, and actually, he ended up acting in it too.
Oh, jeez.
Um, he had to, yeah. Um, it was one of those small kind of movies, but
Hmm.
I don't know when he'll get a chance to get everything finished. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because the easy not actually I shouldn't say the shortest part of making a movie is filming. That is
yeah,
the shortest part because like you said you did that one in 8 days. I mean there are other ones I've seen that did it in 11 days
yeah,
or they did it in a small very small amount of time. But that's usually the easiest part is just that.
yeah. Yeah, you get your scenes and then yeah, you pick what you want and yeah, it's an interesting field. Interesting. I
Yeah,
wish I
definitely.
could do it more. Um, I just I gotta work.
Hmm.
As a matter of fact, work extended me. I'm going to be working for that hospital in Long Island until the end of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't complained about it, so I assume it's not bad.
It pays the bills. Nothing major's happened. Now the other job, I haven't done shit for, but they're still paying me. So,
That's the best kind of work. That's the
well,
best
it's
kind of work.
like they weren't prepared for us. So there's nothing, I mean, yeah, and that's too bad. But I got to do some work for them. My contract is done in like 3 weeks.
Okay.
So, matter of fact, not just work for them, I got to file my taxes. I haven't done
Yeah,
that yet.
that's coming up in about a week.
No, I haven't done it yet.
Luckily, I did mine, I think like months ago because I got my papers and I was just like, fuck it, let me just do it. So
Yeah.
it was good. I didn't owe the government as nearly as much as I thought I did.
Good.
So I think it was 60% less I owed them this year, which made me
Oh,
happy. So that's good.
nice. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, because like I think last year it was like $1,200 or something around that. Now it was like
Mm,
700 or something, or like I think it was six or no, it was like three, no, it was like four. It was like 400 this time.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was nice not to not to have to pay that much.
I would just like to break even.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Just break even. Because since I no longer have children, I can claim the days of getting a tax refund are gone. You don't realize, because I don't have enough expenses to itemize.
Okay,
And since I don't have any dependents, I can't claim head of household. And the building is, the people that are buying it are paying, taxes, insurance, and all that. So yeah, I don't get a write off diddly squat really anymore.
that's terrible.
Like damn kids. But speaking of the building, I got a check in the mail I told you that, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You showed me the
most
check.
of it.
Yeah,
Of course, it all went to pay bills, but hey, I got the check. So
that's important. At least they sent you something.
yeah, and actually that was perfect because now I don't feel like I'm drowning in debt. Now
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, cool, I can pay this off by the end of May.
yeah.
You know, now I'm in a good position. And for a while there, I was like, just give me my motherfucking money, people. But they were telling me this whole story. It was so funny. They so the building is actually has a shared hallway, a shared stairwell, and a shared hallway because at one point it was a very large, it was like I think it had the courthouse in there and everything else. It was called the Central Building. And then it was sold and it was split into two different buildings.
Okay.
Technically it was one big building, but now it's two and you got that
Yeah.
shared stairwell and stuff. Well, the people that own the other side, I guess, are being real fucking dicks. Like they have done things and then they'll tell the people buying the building from me, well, you have to reimburse us for like $20,000 because we did this. And it's like, no, there was no agreement ahead of time. There was no estimates. There was no discussion on these improvements that you were going to be doing. And then the other person rents out Airbnbs. And so
Okay.
the building side for me, they had tenants in there. And I guess the Airbnb people, like they'd have people walk out in the hallway, shared hallway, naked, knock on the doors, try to, hey, you want to come over and, party or whatever to the people that were renting
Yeah.
from, the people buying from me. And so it freaked them out. And of course, they lost tenants over it. So they put cameras up in the hallway, which prompted the other side of the building to sue because they're
Jeez.
saying they own the hallways. You would think hey, they want to pay for cameras so it'll be a safer. No, they don't want the cameras up. So they sued to have the cameras taken down. They actually took them down themselves. And so, now there's this big lawsuit. And so Ryan was telling me about it, and he said that they had a board meeting and they were talking about, the building and trying to, like they constantly were getting the cops called on them or sued for this stuff. And they were like, well, do you think maybe Erica knows this person and they're trying to get us to back out of the building and maybe she can then sell it to her cheap? Well, I don't know who this bitch is. I want to be done with that building. I don't know what you're talking about.
Apparently, you're an evil mastermind, like super villain or something. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? I'm just like, I mean, I don't know. Some thoughts that come up into people's minds is hilarious to me. Like, why would you think that? Why is that a thing you're thinking right now?
Why would that be a thing? Why on earth would I do that?
Yeah,
Just pay me for the
I
building.
agree.
Yeah. But so they did. They sent me that check, and they said that that was all they could get their hands on right now because evidently they are cash poor but property rich kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
So there was still some things that needed done to the building, so they couldn't finance the building. They could not get a mortgage for the full amount. So what they were able to do was refinance some of the other properties they own and get me that check that I showed you guys. Give me, a good amount of it. So
yeah.
that's fine. I'll take that. And now, they'll just and they said they'll keep paying 500 a month. So now it's just kind of like good credit for Dyer Group because
There you go.
they're just, yeah, really, because what they paid me was my equity, what I would have gotten in a check had we gone to closing, and that was what I would have gotten.
Hmm.
So they just paid it to me ahead of time, and now I'm fine.
That's great.
Now I'm happier now that they finally paid me.
Yeah,
But
that's wonderful.
yeah, but I'd like to really be done with the building. I
Oh, I'm
get
sure.
irritated every time I see something with the name on it. But I thought I had a balloon payment on it because that was my concern, but it's not till 30/31.
Oh my.
Yeah. So as long as they pay it off by then, I'm fine.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. I got to have it paid off by 31. So,
Well, you got a bit of time. I think you got this. I think you have it.
yeah. Yeah. Now I do. Might even pay off my student loans by then. Who knows?
Oh, jeez. Oh man.
But yeah, no, work is kind of uneventful. I'll have to be flying to Long Island more, which is probably why I hadn't like reached out to you or anything. I knew you were busy, but I was just like, I ain't even worried
Yeah.
about the podcast right now. Because that one freaking day, we had an interview scheduled with Mel Heflin, and then I kept getting flight delays, and I got in much later to Long Island than I thought I would. So we had to cancel that. And unfortunately, she hasn't been able to reschedule. But
Yeah, she's had some personal things happen, so it's been
yeah.
difficult to get her back on.
Yeah, I know she'll do it when she can. She's really sweet. And there was a lot that I found out about her. Like she started modeling when she was 13.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I didn't know that. So there was a lot I had found when I was researching her. I didn't realize she'd been, in a career that long. So, um, lots of good info to talk to her about, but just didn't work out. And with traveling to New York, now I'll have to go in at least once a month. But this guy that I mostly work with, um, his wife's going to be having a baby at the tail end of May. And in New York, they have paternity leave. Not just maternity leave, but paternity leave.
oh that's awesome.
So, yeah, and he is going to take some time off right after the baby's born so him and his wife can bond with their baby. I think that's a wonderful thing to do.
That's great. I
So,
mean, yeah, if you can
yeah,
take it off, by all means, do it.
yeah, it's state law. Men and women, I think it's 12 weeks total that they
That's
get.
great. So 4 months you have. Wow,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
Yeah, and they don't have to take it all at the same time. So what he's going to do is he's going to take some off when his wife is off there in the beginning, I think like 6 weeks. And then he's going to go back to work. And then when she's ready to go back to work, he's going to take some more of his time off. So he's
Gotcha.
splitting his time. She's going to take as much as she can all in the beginning, but he's going to split his time.
That's good.
Yeah, I was like, that's very smart way to do it because then for the first, God, like 6 months of baby's life, it'll have one of the parents at home with it.
Yeah, which is what you want. So,
Yeah, yeah. So, and then their parents are close,
oh,
so
that's
they'll
even
be able
better
to
then.
help.
So, yeah,
Yep,
grandma and grandpa can babysit them whenever they're,
yep.
at work.
Yeah, it's gonna work perfect. It's gonna work perfect for them. Um, but yeah, so I'll have to go to New York every week.
Jeez.
Yeah, because the way that this new director has decided is we're all remote, right?
Hmm.
Well, she doesn't like that. Everybody has to be on site now, at least Tuesday through Thursday. And since I'm a consultant, I can go in once a month because the full-time employee, which is this guy, can be there the other 3 weeks of the month. But when he's gone on leave, I will have to go in every week, Tuesday through Thursday. But I guess I'll just rack up them airline points
Oh
and those
yeah.
hotel points and rental car points and yep,
Jeez, yeah, I don't blame you one bit.
yep,
Yeah, I'd rack them all up, man.
yep. And I talked to my kids because I got all these freaking cats that need taken care of. So God forbid I get rid of any of them, adopt them out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You should actually start your own adoption agency for it.
I should. I should.
Yeah.
But I noticed like my post, like my TikTok is now becoming more cats. But I'll tell you, I get more response to my cat post than anything else.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because people love animal videos. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
They
Well,
just love
there's
that
too
stuff.
much, I think too much competition with like the influencers and the young girls that are willing to show like virtually everything. And I just don't have that it factor that's going to make people want to watch me. But look
I
at
mean, I
her
mean, if
stuff.
you want to start an OF, Erica, I will help you. Okay, I will look the other way and I will help you. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Oh, God.
I'm just saying, I'll talk to the dudes for you and send them dirty messages. This way you don't have to deal with them. It's fine. It's okay. I'll do that for you.
Okay. Oh, it's all right. I'll just mostly start posting about my cats
There you go.
since now the mama cats are just bringing kids to me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you want some pettings. Yes, you good girl. Yeah, good girl. Oh my God. Do you remember Peanut, the little tiny kitten that I had a bottle feed and then,
Yeah.
my one son took him?
Yeah.
He had to get his fucking tail docked off. I
Oh,
haven't posted any
geez.
pictures of it, but yeah,
Why?
it's like this big now.
But why do you have to get the tail
It's
knocked
a
off?
nub. So, you know how cats will chase their tail and it's like, ah, ha, ha, they chase their tail. That's so funny. He would catch his tail and rip it to shreds. And we're talking for
Oh
like
my God.
months. And the one time, like he got it with his claws and like had drug his claw down the length of his tail. I had to take him to the vet. It had like a big long scratch on it, bloody all the time. The vet would give him antibiotics. And then he'd like run around, wag his tail, and he'd get blood everywhere, um, constantly. And he would bite it and sink his claws into it. And then, of course, it hurt. So he would yelp and cry and then attack whatever was attacking him, which he thought his tail was attacking him. Like he thought his tail was a foreign animal attacking him.
Jeez.
And you'd see him walking around, and out of the corner of his eye, because it was a long tail, he'd see his tail flicker and he'd be like, ah, and try to run from his own fucking tail. And
Jeez.
so we tried Prozac, we tried distraction. Um, I rehomed him. He went to go live with Zachary. We tried pheromones that you plug in the wall and to calm him down. Nothing worked. So the vet recommended docking it, and they literally chopped it off. It's like a little nubby now. And his girlfriend, Zachary's girlfriend, says it's healing really well, but she goes, Peanut will rub his nub against her like her
Oh
leg.
my God.
I like the one time he jumped in the bed and his nubby got her eye and stuff. She's like, "Oh, get it off!"
Oh, that's weird.
He like keeps hitting her his nub on her. I
Oh
said
my
it
God.
probably itches,
Yeah, it
so
probably
he's like
does. So,
rubbing it against whatever he can find.
yep.
Poor little
That's what it
Peanut with
is.
the nubby tail. Oh
Well,
God.
it's for his own good. You don't want
Yeah.
yeah, you didn't want him to get an infection or bleed to death or anything like that. So, it had to be
Yeah.
done.
And it was so sad, but I mean, I know cats will chase their tails and stuff like that, and sometimes they'll catch them. It's like, oh, haha, that's cute. But um, yeah, I just sent you a picture. I'd never seen a cat attack his tail like that. Yeah, it's his little nub now. They literally just chopped it off.
Wow,
Yep.
that's all the way down. Jeez.
Yeah, it's like like an inch long.
Yeah,
Yep. Just a little nubby. I'm
that's
like, that's
wild.
terrible. But yeah, it was literally just like a big scabbed, bloody mess for months upon months.
Yeah.
It was not something we did lightly, because it was just
Well,
like,
yeah, of course. Yeah, things like that, you obviously don't do lightly. You want, yeah, because I mean, if he's gonna constantly chase his tail, and you said that he scratched all the way down and was
mhm,
causing problems, yeah, it would have just gotten worse. It would have just gotten
yeah,
worse.
or
So,
infected. I'm surprised it wasn't infected,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, poor guy. Now it's like trying to live without that tail because I'm like, that's so weird being a cat with no tail,
Mhm.
but. They said he's healing and the hair's growing back on his little nub now. So it's I guess this is a new normal.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because he would have definitely injured himself further if it had kept
Oh
going.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, like I said, or get infected. And Zachary said they just got tired of like cleaning blood off the walls and stuff because he would tear it up until it'd bleed and then he'd run around and his tail would hit stuff and he'd get blood everywhere. But yeah, no, that's pretty much. I've just been working and that's pretty much it. Those couple movies, but I haven't done anything exciting at all since we last spoke.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, I've just been I've been doing all kinds of stuff. It seems like every weekend now I'm just like busy, 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 which is good because I haven't had a year like
yeah,
this in a while where like every weekend I have something going on. So
yeah,
I'm kind of enjoying it to be back at like, doing stuff again. So
Hmm.
it's nice.
Well, and the weather's starting to get nicer. It's starting to get, warmer out. And yeah, right there with you. I kind of want to start doing a little more things. That's why, the last few weekends when I went to do some filming, it was nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Go do some stuff.
That's
So,
good.
yeah. So I just got to get my taxes filed, and I think that's pretty much it.
Well, now it's your turn to find a dude.
Oh, yeah. I got my cats. I'm good.
It's your turn to find a dude. Hey,
I'm
hey,
good.
hey, hey, if I can find somebody, you can definitely find somebody. All right.
I didn't think there was any doubt I could find anybody. I just don't care.
Fair enough.
The quality of who I can find. I
That's
have
yeah.
I have guys try to chat me up all the time on Facebook. Hey, hey. Oh, you're so beautiful, which I appreciate it. Thank you very much if you're listening. But you can send us an email at ericadyerpodcast@gmail.com. But yeah, I don't I'm trying to go out more, but like Kathy's really the only one I go out with. So, and she's working like her hours change, so she works every weekend pretty much.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's all right. I got my big screen TV now. My massive TV that is just like so amazing. So amazing.
Do
Yeah.
you have a super comfy couch like in front of it as well?
Yeah, it's not a bad couch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big leather couch. Um, but yeah, when Zachary came over for his birthday and uh, him and his girlfriend and then Conrad and his girlfriend came over, I was like, "Oh, while you guys are here, I need this moved and I need, because I had gotten a great big thing." Yeah. Oh my God, it was such a bitch. Such a bitch. I mean, to imagine how really big a 98-inch TV is, like it was a couple 100 pounds. And then the stand, Conrad was like, this has to be 40 pounds itself because it was like a huge metal
Hmm.
base.
Yep.
And then they had to try to lift the TV and put it on the base because they had these hooks that held it. And not to mention, like the TV stand I bought was a 110-inch long TV stand that was one piece. It was already put together. It's not
Holy
something that was
holy
put
crap.
together. Yeah, so that was a couple 100 pounds itself.
Yeah.
So we had to get that in place. And it had a fireplace, electric fireplace that they had to put together and put in there. Um, yeah, I went all out for myself on Zachary's birthday.
Well, I mean, yeah, like like you said, the kids aren't there anymore, and you're able to, to do that. So why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Your 100-inch TV with, your.
Oh my God. It's so big.
I'll see. I think I have a link to a surround sound system that I can send you because I have one in my place that's like it's fairly good for the small area I have, and I fucking love it. It does such a good job.
Yeah, I mean my living room's small. So it would probably work. I
Yeah,
mean, when I said the TV takes up one whole wall, it's not a joke.
yeah. Well, yeah, and the good thing is, I think with the surround sound system I have, the system I have, it works for a small area because everything is wireless, and as long as you're within like
Oh, that's good.
20 feet of each other, it'll work. So it's not you don't get a lot of latency or anything like that. Like it's very good for what it is because I've watched a couple of 4K things on there with with whatever, and like it's been you can hear the sound clearly through it. Every now and again it'll freak me out because I'll hear like things behind me, even though I have speakers behind me. I forget that they're there, and like you'll just hear
Yeah.
the noises there and stuff too. So it's really good. But now, see if we can get you the link for it.
Yeah, because that's what I need. Because right now, it's just the TV sound that I have.
Yeah,
So,
it's like a speaker at the bottom of it that has to bounce off of the
yep,
floor or something. So yeah,
yep.
it's okay, but it's not great.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it'll do for now. But I still got to get like DVD player, VCR, all that stuff hooked up. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Make sure you get a nice Blu-ray player or whatever it is.
Well, my son gave me his old PlayStation
As long
to
as it's a
use.
PS3, you should be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. He said it plays Blu-rays.
Yeah, should be fine then.
Yeah. But the thing is, now that the TV is hooked up and on this stand, it's like I need like three people to scooch it out to plug all the shit in.
Oh yeah, yep,
This
that'll
is,
happen.
yeah, because we can't just move it because the TV is not attached to the wall.
Hmm.
It is literally just on this base and it's so big. Like this is how much I'm afraid of this TV falling. Like if the cats, Luther keeps looking up and I'm like, no, no, get away. Like, don't even jump up there. I'm so afraid they're going to get behind it, which it shouldn't. It's heavy enough. They shouldn't be able to push it over. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it's fucking cats. Like they're able to do that shit somehow.
I could just see them standing up on their hind legs and, oh, what's this?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit.
Exactly.
Because I know it's just being held with those two little hooks because there were no screws or anything. It literally, they had to pick it up and lay it on these hooks.
Yep.
And I'm like, there's no screws to screw it in. You don't screw it to attach it. And it's literally this big ass fucking hook thing.
Yeah, I had to get Best Buy to come in and like nail mine to the wall above my
Uh,
fireplace, so.
yeah. And my walls are shit.
Okay.
And with the weight of this TV, I would have to make sure that it was a couple of studs. Um, I just don't think I have
Yeah,
any.
it would have to be like really well anchored into the wall.
Yeah, I just don't think the wall can hold it,
Gotcha.
to be honest. Um, and what's funny is it's so fucking big. I'm like, well, if I sell the house, the TV's gonna have to come with it because how the hell are we gonna move it?
That's true. That's very true.
Oh, God. But yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, because
And I can
you're real
ex
excited when you bought it. It was awesome.
and I can extend to it with my laptop or my phone.
Oh, you figure out how to do that. How to mirror it to your TV.
Asked, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, you can always like the way I have to do it now. I always cast porn to my TV, so I'm just saying like, because there used to be porn apps on the TV, but because of, government and bullshit like that
Yeah.
and those companies, they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna take them off." I'm like, "You motherfuckers."
Shit, like Showtime don't even really show much anymore.
No, no, they
They
don't.
used to have their after
Well, I
dark or
think
Cinemax or was it Cinemax, Skinaflex,
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
it was Cinemax. Cinemax you can still buy, I think, as an extra channel on Hulu. But there's nothing on there you can like watch anymore that's fun. I think Showtime still has its like late night stuff on there, but it's not a lot. And I know they still have the show Gigolos on there.
Mm,
I don't know if you
yeah,
remember that or ever watched
I
it.
do. I
Okay.
do.
Yeah, that one was an interesting show for sure.
Well, yeah, because the guy that owns
Oh yeah.
Cowboys for
That's what
Angels,
it is.
yeah,
Yep, we've talked
that's
about
their
this before.
show.
We've talked about this before,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was based on them. Yeah. See, I know all that shit. That's kind of
Yeah,
well, yes.
it's just been so long since we talked. I forgot. Yeah, my brain is fried from the last few
Oh,
months of doing so
good.
much shit.
God. So what other festivals you have coming up? You said Jeff sold quite a bit. You and Jeff sold quite a bit at the
Yeah, we are going to do we're going to do the Goonies reunion in Astoria at the beginning of June.
oh, fun.
Yep. Yep, they like I swear the website was it gooniesweekend.com. They kept like the cock teasing us for fucking months, for goddamn months. And I think it was Friday they actually released the tickets for every fucking thing. It was so weird, and like they were like, "Hey, we have this crazy, ultra crazy VIP pass you can get if you want to, where you can go have drinks with the stars, in the house that's there, in the area, basically Mike's house. You can go and like have drinks in there and meet the cast and the crew and everything, and then they put the price out, and the price is $2,500. Yeah,
Good.
the price for the
Damn.
VIP is $2,500.
That's crazy. Who the fuck would pay that? It's not
I
like you're sitting with the actual actors.
you are.
Oh, oh, maybe
Yeah,
I would.
like Robert Davi and all those people are going to be there.
Mm, I still wouldn't pay that.
Yeah, I told him like a grand maybe. Like I would probably do it for a
Yeah, I
grand.
wouldn't.
That would be the
That
extent
would
of
be
it.
my max, and we
Yeah.
better be having dinner and drinks and like
Yeah, there better be
actual time
there better
together.
be an open goddamn bar. Like none of this
Yeah,
like you got to pay no. Got to be an open
yeah,
goddamn bar. Um but yeah, I think if nobody sells the tickets they might they might
lower the
lower the
price.
price or they might do a contest to like give a couple tickets away or something
Yeah.
because I think three people might do it if that cuz yeah. But we did buy tickets for everything else. I did get us for the 80s prom and there's something going on at like the skate rink that was like a costume contest and some get together as well too.
Oh,
So
that's fun.
all the tickets that I could buy, I just went ahead and did. I think they're going to do a panel with the movie, in the area as well too. So,
Hmm.
and that like Astoria is small. It's very, very small and it's very walkable. Like once you're centrally located at a hotel or something nearby, you can keep your car parked and walk anywhere. Like
Nice.
everything is like 5 or 6 blocks away. It's not bad.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing is like the entire town goes dark at like 9:30, 10. Like it just goes to shit. Like it becomes a ghost town at that time. Everybody goes to sleep early. It's weird. But yeah, we should have a good time there. I know we have our plane tickets booked. I need to get the car, and we're gonna do a couple other things over there. I know that there's the last Blockbusters in Oregon as well. We're gonna try to drive to that one day,
Yeah.
and I think the Animal House locations are there too. And we also have the Shining Hotel is there as well. So we're gonna try to hit a bunch of stuff while we're there and make the most of it out of this trip and just film a lot of shit.
Oh, God, you're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of driving going on.
You know what? That's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna be driving like over a quarter of the state, like just going up and down, just looking at shit.
You know what? I miss road trips. I haven't gone on a good road trip in a while. Because when I do go on a trip, it's usually I just want to get to my destination, come back. I don't make stops and check different things out. That's fun.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I used to do that, but like I think during the pandemic, I would drive from Atlanta to Tennessee to take care of my mom and grandmother
Hmm.
a lot, and actually, was there quite a bit. So there's one route. It's funny because I know the route by heart now so much that I can do it backwards and forwards without using GPS. I don't need
Yeah,
I can get through the through the fucking Atlanta highway to get to that road and get home without like ever using GPS. I think I use it for cops. I use Waze, but like that's about it.
yeah, yeah.
But even on that route, I've stopped and seen things and gone to little farms and little antique shops and little places there, and found some really cool shit on the side of the road. It's been nice.
Nice.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah. But no, I know what you mean by road trips. Like I love them, and I haven't gone on one with somebody in a while. So yeah, I
Good.
yeah.
Hope you have fun. You will. I know you will.
Yeah, we have a few things planned, so
Yeah.
we'll see how it
Yeah, I
goes.
don't have shit planned except for work, but
Any
that's all
more
right.
any more movies coming out? Any more movies you're doing?
No, um, no. Well, I mean, no, there's a lot of fucking movies I paid for or I was supposed to do through Indiegogo and they just never happened. So,
Did you get your money back?
no,
Oh, jeez.
that's a joke, right? Yeah.
That's terrible.
No,
That's
there's
terrible.
there's several of them. Um, yeah. So, yeah. And then there's movies that I would have been interested in doing. Uh, but it was like right away I'm hit up for money. And it's like, at this point, I've had people that have asked me, hey, I can't pay you, but do you think, would you be interested in being in this movie? Absolutely. And then later on, I know they have an Indiegogo, then I'll be more likely to throw money towards it.
Gotcha.
versus the people that are like, well, oh God, what did the one guy say to me that really pissed me off? Because they just kept asking for money, and I was like, no, at this point, I just feel like I shouldn't have to pay. Um, I've had people ask me to be in their movies, not that I need to be paid. Well, it took me years to be a paid actor. Okay, well, then you suck. I don't know what to tell you,
Yeah.
but it's like I just get tired of everybody asking me for money. I feel like I'm dating again.
Oh, jeez.
So no, I don't have any other movies lined up, but um I really haven't been looking. I haven't. Once in a while I'll get on like Backstage or, things like that. And I know there's things I could audition for, but I hate to audition. And quite honestly, I don't have the time right now with
Yeah.
work. Yeah. I'm more interested in getting debt paid down than anything else. So,
Yeah, I hear you. I'm here you. I'm almost done with paying off a credit card that I had a lot on.
hmm
It was basically the one I used when I was moving from my apartment to my condo now. I was staying in hotels nearby and I was paying for
Yep.
storage. So I
Ugh.
put that all on the credit card because I needed to, and I'm at the point now to where I'm down to like the last like three or four payments and I'm done.
Yep.
And I think
Yep.
I'm gonna cancel it and cancel some other credit cards and get a
Don't
Delta.
cancel it. It actually makes your credit look better.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just leave the cards with no balance.
Okay.
Yep, it literally helps your credit.
Okay. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
was gonna because I have a what is it? I have a Best Buy card and I have a Home Depot one that I just don't use.
Now those you could probably cancel, but like even those would help your credit though.
Okay.
Because like when you look at my credit cards and I don't know, I don't owe anywhere near this, but if you add up my credit cards and what I could charge up, it's like $110,000. If I was to max out all my credit cards, that's how much money I could spend.
Oh, wow.
But because I don't have that much charged, it's like I don't know how I can't explain like the whole background in it, but because I have such a small percent compared to what I could be charging,
Yeah.
it makes it look better. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just leave them. Just leave them alone.
I might do that then because then if there's ever an emergency, I can always use them. So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
Just
because
throw them in a drawer and forget you have them.
well, because I really want a Delta Sky Miles card. That's why. Because I keep sort of accumulating those.
And I would still get that
Yeah.
if that's the airline, because definitely. And I was just talking to my one son about this. He's trying to figure out he wants an airline card,
Yeah.
credit card. And I'm like, I've told both boys that pick one card that gets you the points you want, whether it's an Amazon card, whether it's a hotel one, whether it's airline, one credit card and use it for everything and pay it off every month, and earn those points.
Yeah, because I have some Delta points just from using using the airlines every so often,
hmm
but I really want to ramp it up and try to start maxing them out as much as I can so I can use them to travel or whenever I want to. I can just
Oh, absolutely.
dump them and get a ticket somewhere. So
Oh, yeah. And like my Marriott credit card, I always use that when I travel. So, and I stay in a Marriott hotel, which gives me extra points. I get points for the hotel itself. And then the credit card company, because it's a Marriott Visa,
mhm.
they give me additional points on top of it, more than they would if I had stayed at a non-Marriott place, but the fact I'm staying at a Marriott place, they increase the points.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I just get like points out the wazoo.
Yeah, that sounds good. I might actually look into that. But yeah, because because I was using a what is it? It's city. No, what was it? Is it a Vend? Yeah, it's a venture card for travel and stuff. But they've
hmm
kind of like dwindle down their partners and things.
Nah.
So and like they're trying to cover a bunch of airlines as well too, but I was just like, I'd like Delta a lot. Let me just kind of stick with them.
Yeah.
So
The only cards I would get rid of are any that charge you an annual fee. Those I would cancel if you have any chart
I
cards
think
that charge an annual fee.
yeah, I think some of them do. I need to get rid of those then.
Yeah, but what's the point? If you're not going to, yeah, the annual fee is worth it if you're using the card. Like Marriott, because there's different levels of Marriott cards you can get.
Hmm.
I have a Marriott, it's an annual fee of like $89. But what I get is a free night in a hotel and like three elite nights to go towards my total that I have to stay to keep my titanium level.
Ooh.
Um yeah, and actually that's not even the highest, but I'm titanium at Marriott. And so they're giving me a free hotel night and that pays for the $89 that is the annual fee. So, but if you're not using the card, then don't pay the annual fee. Get rid of that card. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'll look and see because I think the Best Buy one has an annual fee.
Fuck them,
Yeah, like the
bastards. Why would they
well,
charge an annual fee?
because Best Buy, because like even when I set up my payments for my TV, they didn't make it the exact amount it was supposed to be at the end of the 24 months. So all of a sudden I got this crazy charge on my credit card,
Mm,
and then I had to then they're like, oh, you know, if you don't want it, we'll have to you've paid off all at once, or you'll have to pay off the because of the interest rate will go up, and you have to pay the interest rate and the principal and go down. I'm like, just pay it the fuck off now,
yeah.
and it pissed me off, and I was like, I'll just cancel this card because they're assholes. So
Yeah, no, I agree then.
yeah,
I just thought if it was just a card with no balance that wasn't costing you anything, throw it in a drawer. But if you're
yeah.
actually paying for it and they treat you like crap,
Yeah,
then they're not worth it.
it's Best Buy, and even in Home Depot, I did it because I needed some stuff done in my place, but I don't I don't need anything done right now, so it's fine.
Yeah, now the
Uh,
Home Depot card, if they're not charging you an annual fee, that one I would probably throw in the drawer because you never know when you might have shit break in the in the condo.
yeah, that's true. That's
You
true. I
know,
will. I'll probably keep that one. But the other ones,
that's my thing. But like you said, if an emergency comes up, because shit, how'd you think? I mean, I was off work for 5 months last year. Not that I was off work. I could have worked. I mean, I was off work. Got to watch how I say that. But yes, so for 5 months, I did not have an income. And I got to the point I just used my credit cards for everything. Yeah,
Hmm,
otherwise they just sit there in the lockbox. Or if
hmm,
the kids need something, one of the cats need to go to the vet or something, they can always just use a card if
gotcha.
I'm not around.
Oh, by the way, I am going to go for my global entry interview here soon.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. I did get my real ID done months ago, so I hopefully that comes in the mail at some point.
Oh, good. Yeah, because that date is up, isn't it? Everybody has to
Yeah,
have one.
I
Yeah.
think it's May 5th is when it's coming out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
it's May 5th. Um, but no, I need to get my global entry because mom wants to go on a bunch of trips, and it's just like it's gonna be easier when if I have to come back into the
Hmm.
States.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it will be. But the only thing is, the people that I would travel with, they usually don't have one. Shit, I've left Kathy in the long line going through TSA. I'm like, I'll meet you on the other side, Kathy. I got the pre-check. I'm gonna go through this line over
yeah,
here.
no. It's one of those things now dealing with the Atlanta airport. I'm like, I will gladly get my global entry just so I can skip like
Mhm.
in like global entry is like the platinum level of like TSA pre-check. Like you just walk the fuck through,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, now they take your picture everywhere.
Yeah,
So
they do that too.
it's
So
just like, yep, just take it. I don't care. Just let me through.
that's how I feel as well too. And it's one of those things where it's like I don't want to keep like Especially traveling with my family this last time and going through immigration when we came back from Jamaica, I was just like, fuck all of this.
Yep. Yep.
And mom had global entry because, she didn't give a shit. And she did it. And
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? I need to buckle down and did it. So I did the paperwork.
It's just doing it is
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when it's like when you it's almost like whenever you fill out the form to do it, you're almost filing for a loan. It's like almost that
Yep.
level of like
Mm-hmm.
paperwork. I would say it's like 1/10 of that, but it's just a lot of paperwork you have to do. But once you do it and they approve you, you have to find an airport or something where you can go do the interview, which is like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you schedule it and you go. So
Oh yeah, the going is nothing. The interview is nothing because they've already done all the background shit.
yep,
They
yep,
literally take your picture, take your fingerprints, and that's it.
yep,
And their fingerprints, it's like they're all fancy now. You just got to put your finger down on
yep,
it. You don't even have to like it's not ink like old
yeah,
school. It's all electronic now.
yep, yep. So yeah, I'm gonna get that just so I can make traveling easier for myself. Because yeah, dealing with Hartfield Jackson, it's getting squirrely. It's getting a little too crazy. Because during the
Hmm.
season time, like during the summer, you're
Yeah.
talking 80,000 people going through TSA, 2.5 hour wait,
Oh God.
and mind you, that's not pre-check. That's normal TSA. That's not
Ugh.
pre-check. You know, and yeah. So I refuse to do that.
Yeah.
I refuse to
Mm.
do that. I'll pay the money, have them do the background check, give me an anal probe if they need to, and just get to the fucking airport easier.
Yeah. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
It's so worth the cost to me.
Yeah, because I think it's like $105 for 5 years. Like
It's
it's nothing
It's
really.
nothing. It literally is just government tracking. It's nothing.
Yeah.
We're tracked every time we walk in a government building anyways.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true.
our pictures are being taken as soon as we walk in the airport. I don't care if you want to scan my face to let me
Yeah,
into the
I'm just trying to get
security
on this
line.
goddamn flight.
Yeah, I don't care. Can I just go?
Yeah, can I just get on my
Although,
flight?
although, oh my God, you're gonna laugh about this one. So flying home on this last trip, oh God. So I was just wearing my regular work clothes. I figured once I get through security, I will stop at the bathroom.
Yeah.
So not a big deal. I did have earrings in. I had forgotten to take my earrings out. Had a bra, so in the back it had the hooks. And other than that, just regular clothes. So I go through the security thing and they stop me because I set it off. And they're like, okay, so you got to go through this other one where they scan you. And he told me he said it was a random check. Okay. So I do the scan thing. And lady's like, well, there is an anomaly. We're going to have to pat you down.
Oh,
I'm
is it
like,
is is it, is it at your crotch? Is that what it is?
yes,
And that happens to me and my mom all the time. I don't know what the fuck it is. I
crotch.
don't know what the fuck it is. I really don't know what the fuck it is.
Dude, she showed me the scan. She goes, there is an anomaly. And right there in my crotch is like it light up. And
I
I'm like,
always, I always do it with a smile on my face because I'm just like, oh, you saw my dick. Okay, I get it. It's too big, and you need to make sure it's not a weapon. It's fine. It's fine.
just like, because I'm thinking as soon as they said there's an anomaly, I'm like, oh, I forgot my earrings, or
Yeah,
maybe because I even touched my ears. I was like, oh, I forgot my earrings. And that's when she showed me, and I'm like, my crotch. I was like, I swear I don't have anything down there, but okay. So yeah, they had to do the pat down. So it was your
yeah.
crotch too. All right.
My mom fucking hates it. She just really fucking hates it, and it just happened to me and her all the time. And like, we don't know what it is, and I'm sure there's some like Reddit thread and like what it is and why it happens all the time. So whatever.
Well, obviously we got some special crotches there where I mean set off fucking detectors
You're
or
not wrong. Yeah, because
the
like
scanner.
yeah, and it's one of those things where like at this point it's like, oh, do you want to get an extra room? I'm like, no, just fucking do it out here. I'd like take the 5 minutes and fucking do it. It's fine.
Yeah, because they're little rubby when they They
Yeah.
ain't joking when they do that kind of pat down. I've had it before where they've like done the, you had the random check, so it's like, okay, I got to do this. No, this was like right up in my crotch, and I'm gonna pat your leg, and up in your crotch, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
pat, and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, oh my,
It's always some dude to the back of his hands for me, and he's got his gloves on. He's like, I'm gonna use back my hands on on this area. Is that cool? I'm like,
hmm
yeah, whatever, man. Just get it done. It's okay.
yeah, just
And like I wish this one thing I wish the current administration would abolish is the fucking TSA. Like just take them out. They're useless. They're fucking useless.
yeah, yeah. Don't get rid of some of the other like Department of Education. Get rid of the
Yeah, get
TSA.
rid of the fucking TSA because
God,
give more funding to the FBI because they need to do more work with with their shit catching these people.
good
Like
Lord.
if your last line of defense is like the fucking TSA, you've lost already. You've already lost.
Mm, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't had a super bad TSA experience other than, having to take my checked luggage
Oh.
through for to go to Las Vegas
I
and
think when I went to Boston, I had kind of a shit experience because like the belt stopped working on that side of the line,
mm,
so I stood in line for like 45 minutes. I just stood there while everybody else was like going around to the other one because
Venus babies.
because my bag was like stuck on that conveyor belt, and they had to like reboot the computer and then like reboot the thing
And
and
they won't
rescan.
just push it through.
No, they
They
got to
do.
rescan the bag and everything. I'm just like, fuck, just do it.
Mm.
And they did, and I finally, I was fully dressed too. I got my, well, no, I wasn't fully dressed. I was like holding onto my pants because like my belt and things were still there.
Oh,
So like
sucks.
my shoes were off and everything, and it was just like 45 minutes of me being uncomfortable. I'm like, you fucking people. I mean, there's no apology because they're fucking TSA, so
Hmm.
it's terrible. Did you hear recently? I think it was a flight from Mexico to Atlanta had to stop in
Alabama.
Alabama, and they couldn't get off the plane for 20 hours. 20
That
hours.
is wrong. And the only food they had was snacks.
Yeah.
Really? Like you couldn't bring up one of your food things to the back of the plane, open the door, and give them some fucking real food?
Yeah, and it's all because they couldn't there was no immigration there and they couldn't do it. It's like, well
That's ridiculous.
fly them to fucking Miami. Then
They
fly them
said
there.
they said they couldn't go back up. It was the weather. They landed because of the weather.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And they couldn't, that's why they had to land. And then it had to clear up before they could go back out.
Fuck. 20 hours though? Come the fuck on. You're talking like 3 or 4 max.
I sat in Fort Wayne on the plane for like 3 hours because of the weather.
That's
It was
crazy.
it was raining and it was a tiny plane, and they said that they weren't able to get above the rain because the plane was too small. They couldn't fly that high, or they weren't supposed to fly that high. And with it raining, they couldn't fly below the clouds and the rain. So it was like we sat there for like almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
And the way they do it, they said the forecast comes in at the top of the every hour. And at the top of every hour, the uh God, the tower will
Yeah.
tell them if it's clear and they can fly.
I think
If
that's
the
bullshit
if the
because
tower says no, they gotta wait another hour.
you have planes living every like 2 minutes. To have the weather
Hmm.
come in every fucking hour is inefficient. I
Hmm.
don't think it's every hour. I think they tell you every hour
Yeah,
because
could be.
they know better. They're watching it like every 15 to 30 minutes. And once it clears up, they're like, okay, we'll leave now. So
Yeah,
they can just tell you that.
could be. That very well could be.
Yeah. So, yeah, airlines need to, yeah, they need to get their shit together because like I said, I drove to Florida as opposed to fly. That's how much I was against flying down there. Because like I could have flown, but I'm very happy I drove instead. Yeah, it took 2 days to get across, down there and back, but
And
I
that's
brought
just because you didn't want to push it. I mean,
Yeah, I brought all my own clothes, and I had a bigger bag than I needed, which was fine because I didn't know where we were gonna go and what we were gonna do. So I was able to bring more stuff. So yeah, it was just better.
yeah, I prefer to drive when I can. If it's under 8 hours, definitely 6 hours or less, I'll just drive it.
Oh, I'm shorter. I can do like 5.5, and I'm done. I'm spent.
No, actually, I've driven to Miami, straight to Miami before.
Man, that's wild.
18-hour drive from
Ooh,
where I'm at.
ooh,
And to be honest, I did it all going there and coming back. And I can do it when I get in this driving zone. I will take cat naps when I can no longer physically focus. I'll pull over into a truck stop and basically pass out for like 15 minutes. And then I can continue driving for about another 4 hours.
and
Hmm.
that's I can't do that
Yeah.
because I get like I get physically exhausted. Like just like my whole body hurts, like I'm just like it's like I have the flu or something. Like I have to like fucking stop and like, not drive anymore.
Yep. No, I just get in a zone. I just get in a zone. And actually, when I was in shit, I live in Northeast Indiana. When I worked in Wisconsin, I drove back and forth whenever I had to go.
Jeez,
When I St. Louis, I drove from where I'm at every week.
that's wild.
Actually, weekend because I had to come and because I had Conrad. He was young at that time,
Hmm,
so I'd come home for the weekend. Yeah.
that's wild. Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
can
driving
do.
don't bother me.
Yeah, I can do 5.5 hours and like that. I'm spend like if I travel with somebody, then they can do the rest. Like I'll do that. I'll trade
Hmm.
off. That's fine. If I can just sleep for a couple hours and and then get back into it, I'm good. So
No, 10 hours is about my comfort. Because I know if it's more than 10 hours, I can still do it, but like that whole day is spent. I'm gonna
yeah,
be, yeah.
yeah,
So I better do it and then just collapse, and then the next day I can actually do something.
that was my thing for this trip. Is just kind of like I can do it in segments, and I just did it that way. So
Yeah. No,
it
you're
worked
like,
out.
yeah, as long as you could do it, it's a better experience.
Yeah, yeah, it was because I spent probably like what maybe $150 on gas in total.
Good.
And then the two hotel rooms I needed was probably around $160 just because I needed them like in the midway, and then I think the Airbnb was like five.
Hmm.
So, it was fine. It's basically the price of a flight for
Yeah.
and like, just less of the headache as well too. So you're paying that price as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I didn't need a rental car or anything. I have to go through that shit. So
Good, good, good. Yeah, no, I love that. I prefer to drive because like you said, I can pack more than I want.
mhm.
You don't have to deal with the rental car, returning it and shit like that. Yeah, I
Yeah, and
just
then like
come straight
getting
home.
to the
Yeah.
airport 2 hours before you have to, or maybe 3 hours, depending
Hmm.
on how busy it is. You don't know, especially if you don't have TSA pre-check or any of that stuff, dealing with that line.
I thought about driving to Long Island before, but it's like 11 hours.
Oof.
And I'm like, that's not counting if there's traffic or construction or because fucking flying, even if I get like the shortest flight I can get, um, because you got to remember, because I got to get a connection. It's like 3 hours and 45 minutes, which don't sound that bad. You're like, okay, well, it's an hour to Detroit, and then like well, it's an hour and 10 minutes to Detroit is what they put for the flight. And then you have a short layover, and then it's like 2 hours to Long Island. That's not bad. Unless you realize I got to get to the airport at least an hour early,
Hmm.
and half the time there's delays. And if I want to leave at 8 o'clock in the morning and pretty much give up my entire day,
Yeah.
because I'm not going to yeah, because I didn't get to work until like 2 o'clock. So that 8 o'clock flight don't work.
Hmm.
That's the shortest. The flights that work are the ones that leave like at 4 or 5, and I'm not getting there till about 7 or 11 at night.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a whole fucking day.
Yeah. And then if you don't get into your hotel before midnight, then they give it to somebody else, and then you got to get the rental car, and then you might not make it there before midnight. It becomes a whole fucking thing. So
Yeah, I'm just like, ah. So if I can drive, I'd rather drive, but you know, I just am not right now, not to Long Island.
No, it seems like driving through the city or any part of New York or any part of that area would be like just hell. This
Hmm.
entire it just like, unadulterated hell because
Yeah.
you have toll roads, you have
Yeah.
cops, you have like you said traffic. There's a bunch of things you've taken into account. So it's just one of those things where that just is yeah, just terrible.
But let's see, if I was to drive to the hotel that I stay at in Long Island, it's an 11-hour and 6-minute drive. Yeah. Yeah. So it would end up taking me, and that's, chances are I'd have to stop to pee at least, once, if not twice. So that just makes it a little longer.
Yeah, so then like
Yeah.
11 and a half hours roughly.
Yeah. So I've just, I'll keep flying, even though it's a hassle, but at least now the weather's going to be nicer.
Yeah, finally warming up, hopefully, and
Yeah.
things will be good. Yeah, it was really warm in Florida when I went down there. It was funny
Nice.
because me and her were talking about it. She's like, I told you it's hot down here. It's like, I told her, like, listen, I will take the heat over the cold any day.
Yeah.
I will sweat,
Well,
I will sweat my ass off before I will wear a parka. Like, I don't care anymore.
I can stand heat to a certain temperature. Um, 80s, I can handle it. When we start getting in the 90s, I am fucking miserable. And if we get near 100, I'm gonna have a migraine so bad. Um, yeah. So I can stand heat. It just to a certain point.
Yeah.
So I'm almost the opposite, where if I had a choice between extreme heat or freezing cold, I'd take the freezing cold.
Yeah, no, I'm still the heat because, I think I spent one winter, like, like traveling with my cousin from like Panama to Jamaica and shit like that. And everybody was freezing. And I was like, it was like 90 degrees where I was. And I was like, I'm okay with this. I'm entirely okay with this.
Oh,
I will enjoy this. It'll be good. So yeah.
you good boy. Yeah, you good boy. Simon's naughty. Yeah. He keeps running outside. I'm like, no, other cats get hit. I hope nobody hits him.
Hopefully it's quick.
He eventually comes back. Yes, I love you. Yes, I do. You bitey boy. You gonna bite me? He might. He does bite.
Reminds me of my sister-in-law's cat.
No, don't bite that.
I went and what is it? House sat for them for a little bit, which was fun. I got to just sit at their house and just watch TV and get drunk and eat their food and everything. It was nice. And like
Right.
they got a new cat, a new boy cat that was very young and like he was like very curious about everything I did. So
Oh,
yeah, he was fun. They were like, "Oh, he's an asshole." I'm like, "No, he's just young and he doesn't know what he's doing." It's like,
yeah.
it's funny because cats take like at least 2 or 3 years to acclimate to everything, and then once like they're past that, they're good.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was still, I think he was only like a year old or something. So like he was still really young. Um,
And
but
that's like
no,
his teenage years too.
yeah, yeah. So he would like every time I went to the kitchen, he'd like get on the little like island counter and like sniff at what I'm doing and walk up back and forth and everything. So he was very curious about everything. Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah.
He was basically my little tail. He was chasing me everywhere and everything. Even in the bathroom, I'm like, no, you stay there, stay outside.
He doesn't want to be alone.
Yeah, I know. Well, even at night, I had to like lock my door and like so he wouldn't come and bother me. And he was like meowing outside. I was like, I don't care.
Oh, he wants to
I
cuddle.
didn't want him to sit on my face or anything like cause me to
Oh,
not
steal
breathe
your
or anything.
breath.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want that. So yeah,
Oh, he just didn't want to be alone.
yeah. But I
Yeah,
just had to.
actually, I don't sleep well when the cats sleep in my room, but they will do that. They'll bang on my door, scratch at my door, and it's just even worse. So,
Yeah, all I gotta do is keep cleaning the litter box for both cats and make sure that they don't shit anywhere. So that's pretty much my responsibilities.
that was good.
So every like 6 hours, I go upstairs and check the litter box, scoop it out, put it in a bag, and then that's it. So
Yep.
that's the extent of my responsibilities. As long as I do that and make sure they have water, like that's it. And luckily, my My brother and sister-in-law they're extremely grateful every time I do it. I'm just like, I don't, it's fine, man. They're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, we love you. We love that you do this. I'm like, it's fine. You give me a vacation for like, 4 or 5 days. It's
Yeah.
great. I don't have to do anything. Because, she's a wonderful cook and she'll make a bunch of food and she's like, yeah, just eat everything we have in the fridge. It's okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm like, okay, coal.
Nice.
She'll ask me whatever snacks I want. I'm just like, yeah, just give me popcorn and like cereal and shit. I'll eat that. So
There's a website where you can pet sit and just stay in people's houses and feed their pets and shit. Actually, I think is it Pet Sitter? There's an actual website. I'm trying to think of what it is. I know.
that's what I should do. I should switch careers and become a professional pet sitter.
Because I know somebody,
Yeah. There's a service for it for sure.
Trusted House Sitters
Yeah.
is the one that she used. Yeah, she actually stayed like a month in Arizona. People might have anything from fishes to horses. Now, you don't get paid, but you can stay in their house for free. Sometimes they'll leave you cars. Sometimes it's in a foreign country. Um, yeah, I was like,
I
that's
might
pretty fucking
I
cool.
might get on there and do the whole background check thing and see what happens.
Yeah, trusted house sitters. Yeah, you can, and um, you can do premium, which means you get like a background thing and they get a background thing. And yeah, I need to find a house to sit and I feel like going to, you know, fucking Las Vegas. Is there any dogs I can feed in Las Vegas or whatever it might
Yeah.
be? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. She said she had a great time. She does it all the time.
It's called Trusted what now?
TrustedHouseSitters.com.
All right. I will actually I really want to get the membership and do that.
Yeah, and their memberships they have you can register for their website for free, but they do have like a basic sitter membership if you decide you want to do it. 1075 a month, but I mean that's just so you can actually apply.
I would probably do the platinum one just so I could get like, really nice houses and really nice places.
Yeah, because you know that's what they'll do.
Oh
And
yeah.
seriously, if you look at their map and you're like, and you do it like Airbnb where
Yeah.
people give reviews.
Yeah.
Oh, it was such a great time staying and taking care of Fido, and I had yeah. And you can say if you want dogs, cats, or it doesn't matter to you. Um, yeah, she
Yeah.
she said she does it all the time. Like I said, she was in Arizona. I think it was Arizona.
Yeah, because I mean that could be a fun way to travel. Like just go like,
Hmm.
every couple of weeks just go across the US and just house sit. So,
Oh, I absolutely want to do it so bad.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and you get a pic, they'll show pictures of the animals and shit like that. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, some of these places, what a neat way to get into some of these local places that don't have a hotel,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? And if you think about it, these people don't want to board their animals. That's why they're doing this. So
Yeah.
obviously they love their pets.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, if I gotta feed Fido like twice a day, like I'm cool with
Yep.
that. So
Yep. Some of them I've seen, like they had special needs animals. Like one had a cat that was older and it was special needs and, like needed carried to the litter box and shit like that. But, you know, fuck, if you live in a nice enough house, I'll carry your cat.
yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, I might actually sign up for this just to see how it works out.
Yeah, I registered for it years ago. I just have not pulled the plug to actually apply for anything. Now, and some people will do like an average, like I'm, I have specific dates that I need someone.
Okay.
Others will be like, I'm just looking for someone in the month of May, and then they'll work around when you can come out. But yeah, it's a great way. I mean, I think it's a great way to stay at different places and check them out. And
Yeah,
she made it sound really, really fun. She got to go to all kinds of different places, and some places they'll give you like use of their cars. They got them in Cuba doesn't have any, but I think they did up until a couple years ago. But they got in Puerto Rico, Panama.
nice.
Yeah, but pay your plane ticket and then right there. Don't pay for an Airbnb or stay in a resort. You can stay, you know, with the locals.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. So
That's what I'm saying.
maybe if I got to go see this girl in Florida again, I can just pet sit for a week and just,
Oh yeah, let's see. Oh, you know what? That is a good idea.
yeah,
Oh
because I
shit, they
mean,
got four in Key West.
yeah,
I'm gonna
because the
check
thing is
that
that
out.
she wouldn't spend the night, so she could just be over.
Yeah,
As long as I do my responsibilities, like I'm good to go. So
yeah. See, Key West has three, well,
Key West,
four,
dude,
but
yeah, oh my God,
at the very
getting
tail end of Key West.
yeah, I remember I went down to Key West, man. It's a fun little place. It's a good time.
Somebody needs to take care of Sweet Hazel in Florida Keys in May. Well, I could take care of Sweet Hazel. Do you got Wi-Fi? That's all I need. You
I'm
got
sure they
some
all do.
Wi-Fi.
I'm sure they all do. I'm sure they all have real nice
Yep, she
Wi-Fi.
is a premium member, so she's going to
Nice.
want somebody who is also a premium member.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I might look into how much it costs and see if I can do it. Because I mean, I'll do the background check. That's fine. I don't care. So yeah, if I can just travel around every couple of weeks and feed Fido or whatever cat they have or something, I'll fucking do it. It's all
Yep,
good.
and here's a review by Keith. I just finished a wonderful week long looking after Hazel in her Keys paradise. They did a video call before they agreed to sit. So that's the other thing you got. It's like an interview
That's
because
fine.
you're going into these people's home and taking care of a pet that they obviously love.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I might do that. Key West, May 19th through the 24th. Ooh, that'd be
I would, dude.
nice.
I would look at something in Florida for. I would look at something in Florida for the month of January. Look at one of those.
Mm.
Be nice and warm during January.
Well, yeah, because depending on who's there, yeah. This is- Now I'm going to be checking it out tonight.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I think I will also sign up for this and do the whole nine and see what happens. So
Oh yeah, because some of these places, just like an Airbnb, but you got to get yourself there and it's just basically you're staying in their home.
that's fine.
Yeah. Now that I've
That's
got
fine.
past the stigma of Airbnbs and um Ubers, that I for the longest time I would not get in an Uber. I'm like, you are just fucking jumping in some stranger's car. And
You
it's like, well, so
100%
is a
are.
taxi.
Yeah.
So, but Ubers are a little scarier
Yeah.
because fuck, at least with the taxi, they're usually if they're picking you up at the airport, they're, licensed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but Ubers, you never fucking know.
Yeah, that's true. And they're more I mean, and you always hear about the human trafficking stuff with Uber and Lyft with those rideshare stuff like, oh, they
Hmm.
they just drove past my point and then I got taken somewhere else. I had to like jump out of the car and like, it's scary. And their background checks are kind of shit,
Yeah,
so they
because
don't
they
do a
need
good job.
drivers. Yeah.
Yeah, because they need maximum money. So they're going to let everybody in. They're going to act like it's a background check, but it's not. Like it was funny because I remember I got pizza for us at this hotel for what was it, Days of the Dead in February and in Atlanta, and it said the guy's coming in on like a Honda motorcycle. He came in in a fucking car, and then he was there with his wife and kid in the car to give me the pizza, which wasn't a problem. It was just funny that like it didn't say the correct vehicle he had. and Uber just let it go. So, and
Mm.
I mean, I didn't say anything because the guy delivered the pizza, so like I'm not mad. It was just kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I've had Ubers pick me up with like kids in the back. I'm sitting next to some damn kid, their car seat, ready to fall out.
oh
I
my
remember
God.
that one. I was like, okay, just get me home.
Yeah. Actually, I do not take an Uber to the airport anymore just because I'll
Oh,
well, no, because the thing is that it's too expensive here now. It's like $50 back and forth.
oh, damn.
Yeah, it's $50 back and forth. So what I do is there's a thing called Peachy Parking that for the same price of one way, I can leave my car there for like the entire week.
No shit.
If I
Hmm.
yeah, and then like it's secured, they have a good rating. The bus they have comes by every like 10 to 15 minutes to get you to your terminal. And they're very efficient. I've never had a problem with them. I've recommended them to other people. Other people have used them. They've had a good time. They've had a good time. You can keep you can keep your car like, outside or under a covered thing or get it washed or whatever. Or if it's like an EV, they'll keep it charged for you. Like they'll do a bunch of stuff for you. But if you do it early enough, it's like super fucking cheap. It's like $30 for
Peachy Airport parking.
correct. That's it. Yeah.
Are they everywhere or just certain
I think that one's only
cities?
in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. But because Uber's gotten expensive and I'm just like, I will just get up early and drive there and park. It's way easier than getting the Uber. And I mean they're there at the bus station after you leave. Like I said, every 15 minutes they'll roll through and you give them your little paper that they gave you when you came in. They'll take it to your car. It's great.
Nice.
Yeah, have not had a problem with them at all. It's
Hmm.
good. My uncle travels overseas at least every 3 or 4 months and he uses them all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah, no, they're great, and yeah, they're really good.
Well, you'll have to let us know if you do the trusted house sitter thing, and I will too.
Yeah, I think to avoid the Airbnb price, if I have to go down to Florida again, I will just probably do that
Yeah.
in all honesty.
Yeah. I mean, because these people, and it makes complete sense. And you know the houses are nice because if your house is shit, you're not going to have strangers in there.
Exactly.
Of course, they probably got cameras everywhere, but man,
Which is fine. I mean, I'm not going to do anything. I mean, like I said, I'll have my they might have as long as they have a room for me, it's fine. But like,
they're probably more concerned about the cat or the
yeah,
dog or
yeah,
than anything else.
as long as Fido gets fed, like, and
Yep.
gets taken outside, like they don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I love the ones that are even like just feed fish. They do have where you can just sit, no pets.
Oh
But I'm
wow.
like, that's just a house sitter,
Yeah.
which again, if it's a nice enough house, do they want just a house sitter?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can also, I want the use of the car included. I want high speed Wi-Fi. You can say I only want to sit in houses or apartments. Wow. By local attraction, I want ones in the mountains. Wow, these are nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I think I'll sign up. That sounds really good, actually. I think I'll sign up.
Yep. You have a no pets option. I just want to sit in your house for free. Thank you.
Yeah, because in all honesty, I might do this thing where I think, what is it? I don't think I have anything in July going on. I might do it after my trip in June with Jeff. I might go from the East Coast to the West Coast, just doing these. Then if I can figure it out,
Yeah.
like every week or two, and just like house it, on to the next one, on to the next one. So I don't know.
Shit.
Yeah.
Here's one in Miami.
Oh fuck.
No pets. No pets. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a nice house.
Now, what is the deal with visitors and people like that? Can it only be you, or can you bring somebody else? Like that's the other thing I wonder.
You'll have to discuss that with them. I'm sure they're all
Gotcha,
different, like an
gotcha.
Airbnb, where, they all have different rules.
That's true. That's true.
No, these people, the one in Miami, we leave for the summer and need a sitter to be on the property. Our pets will not be home during this time. The sitter will need to be available to occasionally meet maintenance people, such as pest control, and collect mail and packages. Holy shit, they truly just want a house sitter
In Miami,
in
dude, for the
Miami.
summer?
Yes.
Holy shit.
They will need to notify us of any issues such as pool problems. So you'll stay in
Bro,
the guest house.
that's fine. That's fine. I'll
The
do that.
main house. Yeah, you get to stay in the guest house, but you need to be available for their main house maintenance
Dude, that's
kind of
fine.
thing.
That's all good. But three,
But
so like 6 weeks in fucking Miami for nothing.
yeah,
Basically the price of
June 6th through August 9th.
fuck. Yeah, 6 weeks.
They're reviewing applications now.
Jesus, yeah. I need to get on this and get some fucking houses under my belt.
That makes me want to join. Yeah, because damn, that would be nice.
Yeah.
You could do what you fucking want, except party at their house because you know they have cameras.
Oh, 100%.
But and what a smart way for them to do it, you know? Just somebody to be at their home versus, I don't know how much a house sitter actually charges. But
Yeah.
this way they get people with background checks and stuff like that.
Yeah, which is great, you know. It's awesome.
Hmm. Cool. I'm gonna check this out more now that
Yeah.
I'm looking at it again. I just have to keep in mind I have to go back to Long Island frequently. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh well. All right. Well, let's do our questions, our affirmations. All right. Don't ever stray away from yourself to get closer to someone else.
I
That's
like that.
actually a good idea.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I like that a lot.
I have a couple of friends that need to hear that.
Yep, I like that. And then these are almost gone. Yeah.
Got a good one?
I'm in the right place. I'm doing the right thing. This is the right time.
Oh, I like that.
That's a good one too. It's not a badass one, but it's a good one. And on that note, if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, or any plans for summer that you want to share with us, ericadyerpodcast at gmail.com.